views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is February the 13th, 2025, and if you want to join the conversation, all you have to do is log into YouTube and listen to the show live, or you can call the number at 717-908-1834, and I'll open your lines and get you on the show. Hey, what's up, East Coast? I'll get you on the show. You can join the conversation, and y'all know how I do. I just ask that y'all, I don't even know why the hell I say this shit. Sorry, don't never listen to it. I just ask that if we speak one at a time and try not to scream over each other so you can be heard, and I allow everybody to have a chance to say whatever's on their mind. You can talk about what you want to. I don't care. You can talk about politics, celebrity news, whatever you want to. You know, since ABC is a transsexual, he can talk about trans rights and all of that. You know, they can do whatever they want to do. What's up, Frodo? But yeah. Hey, we are in 2025 and it has not changed. This is America. I told y'all a long time ago that the KKK hasn't went anywhere. And I think America is doing a disservice by calling the KKK MAGA. Because MAGA is new, MAGA is trendy, MAGA is acceptable. People buy hats with MAGA on it. And it's a fashion statement for these racists in this country. And we just go right along with the program and call them MAGA when they're actually the KKK. They are Nazis. They are racist. They are they have been in this country, on this planet, for a very long time. And here in America, since the emancipation and freedom and abolishment of slavery and the freedom of the slave, they've been here at least since then. And this is the same group of people that are in the Republican Party now that has now flying the banner MAGA. They are not MAGA. They're white racists, and they're Ku Klux Klans, and that's who the hell they are. And when I say that we are doing a disservice by calling them MAGA, the civil rights movement, they put a bad taste in America's mouth when it came to being labeled Ku Klux Klans. Nobody wants to be associated with the Ku Klux Klan. Nobody, you know, they tried, even though they secretly wanted to be a part of the Ku Klux Klan, but they didn't want to openly embrace the Ku Klux Klan. And the Ku Klux Klans has rebranded themselves, and they're calling themselves MAGA, and ain't nobody pushing back on that shit. I'm telling you, what we're looking at is a bunch of racist, piece of shit motherfuckers, the same motherfuckers that put my ancestors in the bottom of ships and drug them from the coast of Africa, from the continent of Africa, and brought them to this land. These are the same people, and we should not fall into their rebranding of the same racist ideology. You know, it's it's hard for me to get this message across because it's been so accepted across everywhere that everybody wants to call them MAGA. You know, and then MAGA, you know, that's who you fighting against. MAGA, you know, that's a new. It's a new thing, and people want, yeah. I'm against MAGA. No, you're really against the Ku Klux Klan. That's who you're watching. And why am I saying that the Ku Klux Klan? Just like I've always said, the Ku Klux Klan has not changed its ideology since its inception. They're anti-black. They're anti-Jew. They believe in a white superiority. They think that you know their genetics is the best on the planet, and they're a hate group. They're about white nationalism. They want to. They believe in a Christian God, and you know, just the Ku Klux Klan. Well, let me see what the Ku Klux Klan says. Let's see if it's similar to MAGA. So, and I'll go through this, but y'all, I just want y'all to know that I'm describing Sarge and ABC, and this is their symbol, that white cross with the red background. So, this is what the Ku Klux Klan said. Um, I don't know. I should have read this ahead of time. I don't want to. Hold on. Let me see if I can find out. I'll just look at a couple of items in here, and then we'll see if this is MAGA. All right. It says the Ku Klux Klan, commonly shortened to be KKK or the Klan, is an American Protestant-led Christian extremist white supremacist far right hate group. MAGA, 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 MAGA. That's all I just described was MAGA. Okay? It was founded in 1865 during the Reconstruction in the devastated South. Various historians has characterized the Klan as America's first terrorist group, MAGA. We've seen terrorism on J6. That's MAGA. They got guns. They wear T-shirts. They make videos, doing target practice. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. They're a hate group, a terrorist organization. It was hell. They so much of a terrorist organization. They were shooting at Donald Trump. We seen them kill people in this country. The group contains several organizations structured as secret society, which have frequently resorted to terrorism, violence, and acts of intimidation. Acts of intimidation. We just seen an instance of the Ku Klux Klan. Oh, where was they at? That just happened. These black people ran them out of their damn city. It looked like Cincinnati. we just seen an attempted act of intimidation. Oh, we just seen an attempted act of intimidation in Cincinnati when this white supremacist hate group tried to have a demonstration on a overpass, and they got their ass kicked and ran out of the city. I think this is the article that talks about that. So yes, that's MAGA. All right, where was I at? The group contains several organizations structured in secret society, frequenting violence and intimidation. Okay, so which have frequently resorted to terrorism, violence, and acts of intimidation to impose their criteria and oppress their victims, most notably African Americans, Jews, and Catholics. A leader of one of the organizations, the leader of one of the organizations is called a Grand Wizard, and there have been 3 distinct iterations with various targets relative to time and place. Let me see if I can find something else. Okay, each iteration of the Klan is defined by non-overlapping time periods comprising of local chapters with little or no central direction. Each has advocated reactionary positions such as white nationalism, anti-immigration, 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 and each especially in later iteration was what is this? Nordicism? I don't know what the hell that is. Let me see if it let me know. Idea which views Nordic race. Okay, so the Nordicism is a ideology which views the Nordic race as endangered and superior racial group. Some notable and influential Nordics include the Madison Grant book, The Passing of the Great Race. Uh, and here's the author name. So yeah, you're talking about European Nordics, which says that their bloodline is pure, and everybody else, their genetics are superior to everybody else. And then it's got anti-Semitism, anti-Jew, and then anti-Catholic, right-wing populism, anti-communism. SARS gets on here and calls everybody a goddamn communist. Homophobia, that is y'all anti-trans bullshit. Anti-atheism, right? You got to believe in the Christian God. Islamophobia, they hate Muslim. This is all MAGA. I'm trying to tell y'all. The first Klan was founded by the Confederate veterans, assaulted and murdered politically active black people and their white political allies in the South. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. They raised hell whenever they renamed Fort Bragg to Fort Liberty. They raised hell whenever they had the rally in Virginia and the young lady got killed by the white nationalists and Donald Trump said there was fine people on both sides. It's all MAGA. It's all MAGA. This is all KKK. This is all KKK. And I can go on and on and on with the history of the Klan and what they believe in and all that kind of stuff. But I think that I touched on enough to get you to understand that when you were talking about MAGA, you're talking about the Ku Klux Klan. It's just that for some reason, society has not continued to call them the Ku Klux Klan. We fell for this bullshit propaganda, this marketing, with this rebranding and marketing where they call themselves MAGA under Donald Trump. Donald Trump told you he was a racist a long time ago. Donald Trump's father, I think, was a member of the KKK. Let me look that up. Or some type of white racist. Okay, so hold on. I don't know, these damn, see, the Washington Post, they always give you these damn articles that you have to subscribe to. I'm not getting ready to subscribe to shit. But I'll let y'all see the headline right here for the for the Washington Post. It said Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump, was arrested on two occasions, 49 years apart. One involved the Ku Klux Klan rally. So I can't click on the article because it asked me for advertisement. So there's some association there with the KKK and Donald Trump's family. Don't know why the mainstream media or legacy media didn't have that front and center in their reporting on Donald Trump's candidacy. I think that would have been relevant. His association with these type of extremist white people in this country, but having said that, because because Donald Trump didn't openly embrace it. I think he openly. I think that he was pretty blatant about it. But because according to the media, they wasn't reporting his association. People wasn't making the connection about Donald Trump and his connection uh, to the KKK. When Donald Trump first ran, and the reporter asked Donald Trump, did he know who David Duke was? Which everybody in the goddamn brother knew that David Duke was the grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Donald Trump tried to blow it off when he was asked to disavow the KKK. He didn't do it. He didn't do it on national TV. It got seen by white racists, and they looked at that as a dog whistle. Is that with Donald Trump's candidacy, he support racists. That's what the hell that was. Don't know why the media didn't report on it. Well, probably because they part of the goddamn, they part of the fucking white racists in this country too. They don't want black people to have shit. But that was the start of it. Back in his campaign, at his rallies, he was beating black people, telling black people, he was having black people beat up in his rallies and kicked out of his damn rallies. We seen the shit on TV. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, so before I keep rambling, because I can go on all day about this right here. The reason that it's important that you identify these people as who they are is because, like I said, our ancestors during the civil rights movement, during all of those struggles and fights in this country, black Americans fought the KKK. They made the KKK a disgusting name in this country. People did not want to be associated with the KKK. And nobody wanted to wear that goddamn white hood no more because of what our ancestors did in the civil rights era, right? Nobody wanted to associate with the KKK. Affirmative action got passed because people was trying to disassociate themselves with the extremist, right, racist KKK that was hanging niggas in America, that was running niggas down, killing them, torturing them in the country. That was the KKK doing that, right? So nobody want to be associated with. Not even white people want to be associated with the KKK. So it's a good thing for us to brand them who they are, the KKK. Associate them with their fucking goddamn ancestry. Associate them with their history. Because this MAGA movement is just it's just reconstituting the KKK under another name. That's all this is. But we need to start calling them the Ku Klux Klan because that's who the hell they are. They are the Ku Klux Klan. Fuck MAGA. That's a racist organization too, but that ain't who they are. They originated with this fucking bullshit Ku Klux Klan and they rebranded themselves, right? So, and that's the reason that they're able to have so much momentum in this country now, because nobody is associating this fucking racist ass movement, the Heritage Foundation, the MAGA, all of these right wing. Well, you even look at Pete Hegseth, the Department of Defense, what is he? The leader of the Department of Defense, I think that's it. He even has a goddamn white racist tattoo on his goddamn body. Right here. Y'all can see it. I mean, he even got the tattoos. Uh-oh. He even got the tattoos on his body, and they still made that man the defense secretary or whatever fucking position he hold. So that's the KKK. Those are fucking Nazis. Elon Musk, like I told y'all last week, he's from South Africa, where his family benefited off of the apartheid. The apartheid was the oppression of South Africans, black people in South Africa. That's how Elon Musk's family made his goddamn money. And now he's in the goddamn White House. These are fucking KKK members running this goddamn country. The first thing that they wanted to do was fire all the black people in the government jobs. You can say whatever the fuck they want to say about cutting money and all this kind of bullshit. We know that the United States government is one of the biggest employers of black people in this country. And that was their goal, to disrupt the economics of black people in this country. Take away from black people in this country, and that's what they're doing. We seen that when there was a plane crash or a plane crash, and Donald Trump got on the stage, one of the first things out of his goddamn mouth wasn't about pilot error. It wasn't about the FAA not being undermanned. It wasn't about mechanical failure. It wasn't about anything related to an aircraft. The first thing out of his mouth, he said those plane crashes was because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. AAA, because we hired too many black people to work in the FAA, that's why we got planes crashing now. That's what the hell he said. This is Donald Trump. I'm telling you, it's the goddamn KKK in Washington, and we got a fucking idiot racist that when he was running for goddamn president, this is the only time I ever heard anybody say anything about black people the way Donald Trump did. This is what the fuck he said.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. The people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So
taking this from
but
television.
The people on television saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
You see how much history is in that damn station, that statement that Donald Trump made. The conversation went away from brown migrants coming across the southern border to all of a sudden legal black immigrants in Ohio. Those vicious, savage black people are eating domestic animals. That's how savage. You need me in office so I can get control of these black people so they won't eat your fucking dogs. And white America heard that shit, say, yeah, we agree. We don't want our dogs eaten and cats eaten by black people, so we're going to put this man in office. That was the most racist goddamn thing that I've ever heard a presidential candidate say. And the mainstream media did not, somehow or another, did not disqualify this man through the damn media and just say that this was fucking crazy. And nobody's making a statement like that towards a legal group of immigrants should be president. They just blew it off as Donald Trump saying some crazy shit. No, that was racist. That was racist. And you can look at his administration now, his cabinet. When he was making his picks, he did not pick any black people to be to be in his damn cabinet. I think he picked that one Surgeon General guy. Let me see if that's who he chose. No, who the fuck? It was some black dude. He probably in charge of HUD. He always that's another racist goddamn thing. Why the hell you got to choose the one black cabinet position in your administration to be in charge of HUD? What is it? Housing and Urban Development. Let me see if I can. Who the fuck? I think it's that. I don't know his damn name. I think he chose a. Is it Scott Turner? Yeah, it says Scott Turner has been the United States Secretary of Housing and Early Development since February 25. So it's got to be this guy, Scott Turner. Hold on for a second. Let me find his picture so you can have it token black. Yeah, here he is. That's the only black person that he put in his cabinet. He didn't put no black people in any significant positions in his cabinet. He's a goddamn racist. He's a KKK member. And this Scott Turner guy, he's a fucking coon. I don't know. He might not even be black for real. You might be able to rub that shit off. But my whole point with saying all this shit is, you know how I start rambling, is that the MAGA is the KKK. MAGA is the KKK. And people need to start making those associations when you're talking about MAGA. When Sarge calls in here, or ABC calls in here, we need to start calling them Ku Klux Klans, because that's who the fuck they are. When Mr. Solutions calls in here, put on his white hood, you know, he don't wear the white gown. Mr. Solutions got a white skirt. That's you know, that's a whole nother thing with the KKK and him being gay. We need to start calling them Ku Klux Klan members, because that's who the fuck that Mr. Solutions is, a gay Ku Klux Klan member. But that's who the hell we need to. That's what we need to start calling these people, because that's who the hell they are. The ain't nothing new up under the sun. Ain't that what Mandela used to say? Ain't nothing new up under the sun. These people are the same people as the KKK from back in the day, and they rebranded themselves to a more marketable term, which is MAGA, right? And then everybody wants to speak against MAGA, and Donald Trump with his "Make America Great Again," he just made everybody accept that that's what racism is now, and it's more acceptable. And you see it pushed on the media now. You see CNN talking about MAGA. You see MSNBC talking about MAGA. All of these people talking about MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. They will never do a report on the Ku Klux Klan like that. Never. So we need to make them identify them as the Ku Klux Klan, because that's who the fuck they are. They ain't. I just told you the similarities. Well, you know, their actual definition, because they are the Ku Klux Klan. That's who the hell they are. And whenever you can look at the way society reacting on TikTok, you know, now that we got TikTok and YouTube and social media, you can see an immediate response to of how these people are. If you go to TikTok and look at some of MAGA response, you can see that they are fucking racist. When you look at Elon Musk doing a fucking Nazi salute on Inauguration Day, I mean, there is no you can't confuse that Nazi salute with anything else. And he did it with his whole goddamn chest. He did not hold back one bit when he did that Nazi salute. He bit his fucking bottom lip. He slammed on his chest, and he did a damn Nazi salute. That's what that is. And I think on social media, I seen a comparison. Let me see if I can find it. There was a comparison did with Elon Musk beside of a white nationalist versus and it was the exact same salute. I can't find. I won't be able to find it that fast. Let me see one more time. Yeah, I can't find it. But it's out there, trust me. It's all on the Twitterverse. But my point is, having said all of that, back in the day, I told y'all what this country was, and I got all kinds of pushback. People was telling me that it wasn't what it is, and I shouldn't be worried about white people and all this kind of bullshit. And, you know, you see what the hell happened. These motherfuckers are in charge now. And I tell people, we should be worried. This time around, we should be concerned. We should be concerned because Donald Trump somehow or another cheated. I think he cheated in the election. I think that he didn't win honestly, because he didn't win honest the first time. He didn't win honest the first time because Stormy Daniels, the porn star, he paid people to hide that information from the public, which could have made a difference in the election, right? He cheated because we know Russia interfered with the election. That's a fact that the investigation was done. We know that Robert Mueller did his investigation, and we found out, when Donald Trump was meeting at Trump Towers, that he was meeting with Russians. That's a fact. And we know when the dossier came out, where Donald Trump, got peed on by Russian prostitutes. That's in the dossier. Don't quote me. Allegedly got peed on by Russian prostitutes. All that shit is in the dossier. I ain't gonna say that's a fact, but I say it's in the dossier. But him meeting at Trump Tower with fucking Russians, that's the fact. And Russian interfering in our election, that's a fact. So the whole P thing, I let him and Sarge have that out. But I don't think that he won fairly the first time, and they allowed him to be president. So this time around, because he only won by 1.5% of the popular vote, that is more than enough room for fucking error. And it should have been a recount, in my opinion. It should have been a recount because Donald Trump didn't win by no huge margin. And those electoral college fucking votes, which is a stupid ass system, I think that they should have been redid after the recount. That's just my opinion. Because I think that he stole the vote. And another reason that he may have stole the vote, if you go look at this past election, you can look at how many states threw out legitimate votes because they didn't produce voter IDs. Now that number's in the tens of millions of people votes that was thrown out. And that was more than enough people to bring Harris over line. Now this is just my conspiracy. I ain't said nobody's reporting over it. It's just my observation of the way this election was handled. And I think that she would have won. That's just me putting it out there. But my point is that because Donald Trump installed justices and judges in federal positions, they was able to go along with throwing out the votes. They was able to, just like I think it was North Carolina was having such a hard time with gerrymandering, and they gerrymandered, and then it went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court told them to do it a certain way to include black districts, and then North Carolina refused to goddamn redraw the maps, which caused them to get more white votes. That's the type of cheating that I'm talking about he did. It's so complicated that people don't want to dive into the weeds and see how he cheated. I don't know why they're doing it. Let me see who this unknown caller is. Who is this? Hello?
What up, Tyrone?
Hey, what's up? Who this, Anthony?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? What you got, man?
You're starting to sound like the people who said the 2020 election was rigged.
No, I'm not sounding like them.
You really, that's how you sounding right now, bro. They're not going to tell you this. I like you, so I'm going to keep it real with you, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that's all I got, bro. That's what you sound like right now.
Did you vote?
That's neither here nor there at this point.
Then why you calling me talking about election if you ain't gonna tell me if you vote or not? Nigga, did you vote? Huh? Oh Lord, you gonna give me the silent treatment, huh? Who's this other unknown caller?
Big Will.
Hold on for 1 second, Big Will. See, this is the problem that we have in our community. Is we got these damn MAGA sympathizers, these KKK sympathizers. They will call in here and they'll get on my motherfucking nerves talking about I'm sounding like them when this motherfucker either he didn't vote or he too scared to tell us that he voted for damn Trump. Why I
gotta be all of that, man?
Because I just asked you a simple question and you didn't answer me, and it's part of my damn show, and I'm going to elaborate on your actions, sir. Okay? So back to what I was saying is that black people are just as confused like Ant is confused right now, and they probably didn't
About
show up
what?
to the whatever. Go ahead, Big Will. You gonna keep cutting me off? What's up, Big Will?
About what? About what?
Yeah. I think I saw something a while back and you hit on it. That's why I removed myself from the queue. About like 60,000 or 600,000 votes were thrown away. Like Trump demanded that. Either Trump, don't quote me on this, either Trump did it or somebody that was in charge of the ballot
Right.
said, hey, get that or whatever, like 60,000, 60-some thousand or 600,000 votes were canceled, thrown away. Like they didn't even tally them up. And so,
Damn, Will, you're making my point right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Tyrone. That's mainly what Tyrone is talking about right now. That's how he's sounding right now. My bad. Go ahead.
That's all I wanted to speak on.
Okay. Well, and it's a fact, Anthony, that they threw out votes.
Thank you, Will. You helped my point. Thank you, brother.
Well, it's a fact that they threw out votes, and I think that the number of votes that they thrown out could have.
What about in the 2020 election?
There was no fraud in 2020.
Right. Okay.
And the reason
that
let me tell you the difference, nigga,
on,
and then
Tyrone.
you can talk. Let me tell you the difference. The reason that we know that there was no fraud in 2020 is because the people that was accusing people of fraud took them to court. They accused people of fraud and they took them to court, and there was no evidence found of fraud in 2020, none whatsoever. Right?
Okay. Now that you got your screen sharing, go ahead and show me how that. Well, show me where it happened in the this election. Show me something.
That's why I said. That's why I led my conversation off with, "This is my opinion." That I didn't say that there was fraud. I didn't say that I didn't accuse any individual of anything. I said, in my opinion, this is what happened. See, this is how you need to learn how to discern.
Well, nigga, you're literally you're literally doing what I'm saying you're doing, bro. Come on, Tyrone. This is your opinion. You can't post nothing that would back up your claim. You just pulling this shit out your ass, bro.
Okay, well, now you ain't gonna be Googling like for you. I mean, I can Google this shit. God damn.
What are we Googling, man?
Votes that was thrown out or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
But yeah. But like I said, I'm not gonna dwell on that because it's my opinion, and the vote is over. Trump is the president, and we got the KKK. We got the KKK in the White House now. That's just where we at.
Look at my state, too, North Carolina, right? Democrats won majority, if not everything, right? However, the state did not vote Democratic on the presidential.
Okay.
So, and nobody's investigating that. We got a Democratic governor. We basically went Democratic all like down ballot. You feel me? Down the whole ballot, except for the presidency. And I don't think that was. I think something's going on with that shit.
Yeah, that's where they redrew that map at. That's where they did that gerrymandering at in North Carolina. That's exactly where they did it at. So it's some shady stuff going on that Trump, and I think that Harris now Anthony, this is probably pertaining to what you was talking about. I think that because she lost by 1.5%, I think she should have challenged it. I think that she should have challenged it. She should have spent the money to fight it and come up with the evidence to prove that claim, but they didn't. So I can't say that it happened because they didn't take it to court. They didn't make no claim, That's the way Democrats is. They just let Republicans walk all over them for some fucking reason. But if Donald Trump would have lost by 1.5%, we would have been talking about the court cases right now. But the Democrats don't do that, Don't know what the fuck wrong with them. They just roll over and allow these people to do whatever
now they on dick now.
Now they what?
Yeah. They riding dick right now.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying that they doing what Donald Trump wanted them to do?
Pretty much kissing ass. Yep.
Oh, you saying they're kissing ass? I don't think that they're kissing ass, man. Where you see they kissing ass at?
Bro, you'll be all right, bro. Trump, he can't run again, bro. You got to get through these years, man. It's going to be all right, bro.
So how do you feel about him going through all of these departments and just firing everybody?
I don't.
Okay, so why'd you call? I mean, when I ask you a serious question, what the fuck? You know, you got no answer for shit. You what the fuck you call for? What the fuck? This is some crazy shit. Do you? Well, okay, so I ask you another question. How do you feel about all of these immigrants getting rounded up by ICE and kicked out of the country?
You broke up a little bit.
I said, how do you feel about these immigrants getting rounded up by ICE and kicked out of the country?
I mean, the illegal ones, I mean, that's a good thing, right? There's a lot of people there committing crimes and going under the radar because they're not documented. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think those are the people that were targeted, right?
Well, he targeting everybody.
Well, initially, like the people that everybody are crying about right now, like those were criminals.
No, they're not. They're not criminals.
So, I mean, what is illegal? What is illegal?
Listen, when people, I think the laws of this land allow amnesty and it allow asylum. And I think that it's in the Constitution, right? Is that if you come to this country, you got to go through the right processes, not just walk over the border. You go through the proper paperwork, and then you can apply for immunity, and you can eventually apply for your citizenship, right? It's just that a lot of people been doing that. So some have came illegal, and some have came through the regular ports of entry, trying to be processed as, citizens. He's rounding up everyone. The ones that came over here is going through the process properly, and the ones that didn't come over here properly. You understand what I'm saying?
You gotta show me that.
Well, in Florida, the Venezuelans is down there raising hell because they've been here for 10 goddamn years, and man, you ain't paying attention to shit.
And not even a generation.
They've been here forever, right? And Donald Trump
10 years?
Yeah.
That's not even a generation.
Okay, but I'm saying that they've been here long enough to do the paperwork. And that's what I was getting ready to tell you, is that they're doing the paperwork and they're processing through the system, right? And those Venezuelans in Florida is getting rounded up by ICE and getting kicked out of this damn country, even though they're going through the process the right way. And that's just one group.
Okay, you gonna Google some shit? I'm looking at your screen.
I can't Google you everything. Let me see if this news report says it.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this news report going to say it, but let me see if you can hear this. Can you hear this? Wait a minute.
6 reporter Hatzovella is live in downtown Miami at Immigration Court.
Can you hear that?
No.
You didn't hear that? Okay, well, I don't know how to make it go on the line. But it's a news report. I'll play it. But these people is my point.
Sarge, he's saying you're making it up, bro.
I'm not making it. God damn it! Why do y'all got to do this to me every week? Every week I got to download shit and give you the evidence, and then y'all just.
That's how it works, man. You're on here making claims, and you got to do that, bro. Otherwise, you're not going to be
Why don't
credible.
y'all just know it already, though? I mean, it's fucking.
That's not how it works, man. You make a claim, you got to back that shit up, man. Otherwise, you're pseudo.
So it's my responsibility for you to understand
Yeah.
what the fuck going on in your own goddamn country. Is that what you're
No,
telling
me? It's your responsibility when you make claims like you make.
The claim is not mine. I'm just reporting news, current events. So it's something that's.
So your opinion? I thought it was your opinion.
My opinion was the election. What I'm telling you now is an actual factual thing that is going down in Florida. See, that's why I said you can't discern shit.
But I don't think those people are. I don't know, man. I think a lot of those people were criminals.
No, they're not, Anthony.
I know. In America, we kind of cling on to criminality. Growing up watching a lot of the mobs, all that mob shit. We like that killing shit. So we really don't mind criminality. But I'm just saying, man, but the countries that I'm sorry, Anna was told. The countries that they didn't want to be in, they're here terrorizing a lot of communities, but the crime in their community, their old communities, the crime rate is going down.
Do you live in the north or the south?
You can Google that shit.
Do you see a lot of criminal immigrants where you from?
Yeah.
They're committing crimes like on a regular basis.
I mean, I don't know what they're doing on a regular basis, man, but
that's what I'm saying. Is they committing more?
Crime, it's gonna catch up to you.
So I'm gonna ask you: are they committing more crimes where you from, the immigrants? Are they committing more crimes than Americans are committing crimes?
I don't think it's about them committing crimes. I think it's about them being illegal.
Okay, you were just saying that they was
committing crimes.
The reason I'm talking about
committing the crimes is put them on the radar even more, but they're illegal. They like you stated, they didn't go through the proper channels, man.
Okay, but you said that they was committing crimes. That's what you just said, and that's why I started to ask you about it.
Well, a lot of the ones that got deported, they were criminals, bro. And if they weren't committing crimes, they were still criminals because they're illegal. That's a crime.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue with you about it being a crime or not, but the kind of crime that you would probably lock people up in a detention camp would probably be a felony. And whenever you're talking about illegal migration, I think that's a misdemeanor. So I don't think you need to lock people up for fucking misdemeanors. That's just my opinion. You know.
Wait, going back home is a jail sentence? What do you mean, lock them up?
Well, they running away from something. They don't want to be there, you know.
Right, but what's with all of the pride then? Like, I don't understand. Like, you got all that pride, but you're kicking and screaming, not wanting to go back.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right here. You trying to put me on the side to defend immigrants? I don't want to do that. So I'm just saying that I think that is wrong for innocent people to be handcuffed and chained and sent to somewhere. Like if you send them back to Venezuela, they're gonna be fucking murdered by the damn president down there. So I don't think
but that was the key word there though, Tyrone. Innocent people.
They are innocent, Anthony. What the fuck did they do?
Well, let me Google, bro. You ain't gonna do nothing, man. Hold on.
I'm not Googling because I hate to do that every time I get on here. I got to Google something for your ass. All right, who's this unknown caller?
I can do it. I want to help you out though.
Who's this unknown caller? I just opened your line. Who is this? Hello. All right, so that person don't want to speak. What's up, mama's boy?
Peace, Tyrone. Man, Tyrone now he wants to look up things, and she should have looked shit up before he called in here, fucking with
Yeah,
you.
He made the he made the
me,
claim though. That's not on me.
I'm trying to look it up for him, and you know me, I got
Yeah,
a soft heart.
but now he getting up. Now he looking it up. Now nigga, you should have looked it up before you
That's what
called
I
in
gotta
here.
do because he don't want to look it up.
I
didn't make a
don't,
claim.
I was
because I
getting
was
ready to call Tyrone. Could you shut him up? Could you shut him up?
Aunt. Hold on, Aunt. Let Mama's boy go.
I was just clicking in because I really wanted to talk to you, my brother, and tell you sometimes you can't waste your energy and intelligence on motherfuckers who ain't even trying to exert any energy in intelligence. You understand, Tyrone? So
Yeah, I got
some
you.
people are just lost to the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Some people just lost to
And
the
I'm gonna mute
sauce.
you now. I know you don't like to be muted, but you can't talk when other people talking, man. Come on, man. Go ahead, Mama's boy.
Yeah, we back in the day, that's what we used to say to a nigga who couldn't catch up to the conversation of every.
Okay, see, I don't know why they do that to me. But go ahead. I'm gonna open your line when Mama's boy finish talking. You just ain't got no discipline. Go ahead.
You know, we'll all be having a conversation about the NBA, and this nigga come in talking about water faucets and fixtures in the kitchen. We'd all look at him like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Just because we said Derek Fisher don't mean we talking about something that goes in the damn kitchen. What the hell? So some niggas just you have to kind of like Tyrone step around them. They ain't gonna get it anyway. He gonna have questions after those questions are answered because elevator don't get to the top floor. Probably stop right around mid. So just letting you know, sometimes you spinning your wheels for nothing. It's like talking to cardboard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. All right, I think I found the video for Anthony. I'm gonna copy this link and download it. Let me open your mic back up. All right, and your mic back open.
I mean, you can call me what you want, but at the end of the day, I'm right. He on here making bullshit claims, and he asking me to Google it. Like, that's some bullshit. You got to be able to pull that up and show us. That's how it works, man. The hell?
No, but I understand what you're saying, but I'm just assuming, right, that you live in this country and you're paying attention. Since you call into a political topic, right? You call in to speak on a political topic. I'm just assuming that you are astute and up on the subject. And
maybe I am, but I didn't make the claim.
Okay.
So it ain't on me to do that, man.
I'm not saying that it is that it's a waste of time if you already know about it to just.
No, I don't know about it.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do.
Just like
I don't know
your opinion about the election. You're adding on just to demonize.
Do what?
Go ahead.
Tyrone, he's just proven he doesn't know enough about the subject to know the difference between your opinion and a fact of the case. But
why do you always with this condescending shit, bro? Man, we all grown men on this call, bro. Like, chill out with that shit, man.
He's in the process of obtaining a green card because he's
trying to play to the audience and shit. Like, well, don't listen to him. Even though I'm right, you think the people in the audience are stupid. And just because you belittle me, everything that I say goes out the window. Like, no, it don't, nigga. Like, get out of here, bro. And you created a perception that Tyrone needed help. Like, you don't need help, man. You got it.
Ain't nobody said
that. Let me keep beating up on him. Let me keep beating up on him.
You beating up on me? I don't mind. It's all entertainment for me. And then people get to hear stuff. RFK Jr. confirmed. Tulsi Gabbard confirmed. ABC cheering on these fucking idiots. What is wrong with you?
Hey, Ty.
Go ahead.
Go back to the topic though. He ran up. All this shit is dealing with racism, dude. Think about this shit. He's sending all the South American, the brown people out of the country. But he's not sending the Russians and all them other cats back overseas to their country. You're not gonna see that shit. You're not gonna see a plane or several planes going from here to China, Japan, fucking Vietnam. None of that shit. You ain't gonna see that shit, bro. Prove me wrong.
Well, that's a good point, Anthony. Have you known of any Europeans to be deported or whatever?
I don't answer questions, man.
I'd like to take a stab at it, Tyrone.
Go ahead.
I would say no.
Yeah, I don't think they have been either.
It's only against the brown people. And then and I hate to say, I hate to say, I'm gonna keep it a buck. They the ones that's working these fields and farms. I'm in the South. I'm in the rural country. You feel me? Yo, we was on the verge of having a fucking hurricane about 5.5, almost 6 years ago and shit, right? Them cats were in the field still picking shit. In the rain,
some
homie.
of what industry? What? Say that again.
I said some years ago, like 5.5 years ago. We was on the verge of having a hurricane that evening or that late on the afternoon, right? Them cats were in the field still picking shit.
Oh, they were still out there working?
Hell yeah. And check this shit out. I'm in Wally World right now. That's why I be muting my shit because I'm fuck with the show and nothing like that, right? Music playing. But check it. Guess how much the fucking case of eggs costs if you can get a case of eggs? A 12 dozen of eggs. A dozen of eggs. Guess how much some hoes cost, bruh?
How much they cost?
Well, it's gonna vary from state to state, city to city, and all that, right? But them hoes expensive than a bitch. 12 eggs, $9.
Now that's ridiculous. See, Joe called in last weekend and said it was he either said 10 or 12, and I couldn't believe it. But if that price is right for him, if they $9 in North Carolina, and that's ridiculous. Didn't eggs used to cost like fucking $2 for a dozen, and people were saying that was high?
Once upon a time, like
I think it was like 219 or 213 or 217 somewhere in there.
And people were saying that was high.
Hell yeah. So if eggs going up, guess what's going up next? Every damn thing else, homie.
Well, the problem with the egg prices is the prices, but the reason that the eggs is going up is because of the bird flu.
It's the bird flu.
And the bird flu can jump the fucking humans, and ain't no CDC message warning, ain't nobody talking about the health scare, ain't nobody talking about how sick people can get from the bird flu.
Hey, so check this out. Find out so whatever chicken is grown in your sold in your grocery stores, drive through the rural areas, drive through the country, find those chicken farms. You're gonna see one or two here and there, whatever.
Well, there's a lot of news coming out.
Who's working those motherfuckers, bruh? That's what everybody's missing. Who's working those damn chicken farms?
That's crazy. So you said $9 in North Carolina
for a dozen. 12 for that 1.5 joint. A dozen and a half. Hold on, I'm about to go back on mute, fam.
All right, brother.
Remember, Tyrone, it was the Latin community that got us through the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. And that's another thing, Anthony. Let me ask you this: Donald Trump said that he was gonna bring the prices down. Why we ain't looking at lower prices now?
Inflation is going up.
See, Anthony just like to disrupt, and he don't like to engage in no real thoughtful conversation.
Barely a month in, I think what he did initially, it kind of holds him over a little bit because he got going right away, like at his inauguration. That don't happen. Right? People don't just make it a thing to sign bills during their inauguration. He did what he said he was gonna do.
He didn't do what he said he was gonna do, Anthony.
I mean, he got some years to do it, so all you can do is wait, Tyrone. You can cry about it, but he's the president, bro, and there's really nothing you can do about it but cry
So
about it.
we supposed to bypass the lie you just said. He's got opposition, right? So why don't you just say it right? He attempted to do what he said he was going to. But you don't want to be genuine. I get it. I'm sorry, Tyrone. I butted it. Sorry.
I'm gonna mute up, man. Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, I'm back. Hold up. All right, bro. Crazy. He mentioned people of cats being criminals. We got a damn criminal in chief in the office. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this man deal is. I know that he likes to defend Trump to try. I don't know if he try to invoke a real conversation, but you end up not talking to him about shit. I don't know if it's because he's ignorant or he just want to disrupt. I don't know.
I've never had that. Butterflies in your stomach.
Well, 20.
Anthony got me downloading shit. There was this one Venezuelan lady in Florida.
Yeah, not even a month.
Huh?
No,
what the problem is that he said he's gonna do it on day one, Anthony. He was gonna bring the prices down. Those were promises he made, and you're the only one giving him a month. He didn't even give himself a goddamn month. He said soon as he take office, he was gonna have the prices come down. That's what he said. He was going to end the war in Ukraine. You know, he made all these promises on day one. And now, because you are kissing his ass, you want to say, well, he only been in office for so and such long, and he ain't had time to do shit. Well, why you lie to the people and say that's what the hell you were going to do? What else you lying about? Or are you just full of shit? You know?
I'm talking about securing the border, man. The borders. He got on that right away. And y'all don't like it, but
is the border secure?
Yeah.
The border that
I said securing. That means that it's in progress.
Hell, it was in the progress under the Biden administration. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not here to cry about Hispanics, man. Like, I mean, I'm a Black American, dog.
Okay.
And
well, anyway, since Anthony is so confused, and
Anthony don't like facts, Tyrone. Facts just got him off.
Give me one. Let me hear one.
No, this last line that I opened, who was? Oh no, that was Big Will. I don't know who this other line was. I got somebody line.
Let me hear one. Right.
No, what it is that whenever you hear negative stuff about MAGA, whenever you hear negative stuff about Trump, instead of talking about what the issue is, you disrupt the conversation. The fact is, I was calling Trump a racist. The fact is, I was calling the Ku Klux Klan, which has been rebranded as MAGA. You heard all of that shit, and you got hurt for some goddamn reason. You heard me say that I think Trump manipulated the election, and for some reason you felt some type of way. And I don't know what it is inside of you.
That's all I was commenting on. That part.
Right. I don't know what it is inside of you to defend these racist ass motherfuckers saying that Trump is honorable. And he had an honorable election after we know that this motherfucker has been accused charged with civilly with rape, and we know that he's been charged criminally with 34 fucking felonies. We know that he steals from people. We know that he's a liar. We heard him on the bus saying what he would do to women. So you want to call in here and defend that motherfucker about the election when you know that he's a fucking fraud. So I played the game with you, and I wanted to go down that rabbit hole about the migrants and all that kind of bullshit. But I just don't understand why you, as a black man, would try to
As a
disrupt
black
the truth
man,
from being
and you
told
gonna
about this
pull
racist
that
piece of
card.
shit.
That's not my argument. I'm not on here arguing against that. I'm talking about you saying the election was rigged. Like that's a claim you got to back up. That's all I'm commenting on. Nothing else.
So okay, so let's use what we know. Okay, do you know
Bullshit.
that Donald Trump called the people in Georgia to try to find 11,000 votes or whatever the fuck it was? Is that true?
Getting owned? What are you talking about, MJ? I don't trying to reach because he made the claim and he still hasn't showed anything.
I just asked you a question. Did Donald Trump make the phone call to
You
Georgia to try to steal
asking
votes?
me questions like you supposed to be pulling shit up.
Okay, so why are you talking about? Is you listening to me, nigga?
Tyrone, he's talking to you. He's talking to the chat. He talking to his tennis shoes. He talking to the damn dust in the top of his damn ceiling fan. Just quit fucking with that nigga,
Tyrone,
man.
You made a claim that the election was rigged, man.
Okay,
And
I'm trying to get. Did Donald Trump call that person in Georgia and try to
But how are you
find
gonna
some?
ask? No, you can't answer a question with a question, bro. You got to show me how the election was rigged, man.
I'm trying to get
Like,
a sense of what your knowledge is.
And I'm getting what was the verbiage? And I'm getting owned. Like, come on, man, that's disingenuous.
Okay, but
MJ.
I'm trying to get a sense of what your knowledge is about Donald Trump and him having the ability to steal an election. And if you don't know,
so you can belittle and like you can't, bro. It is what it is. Hey, Sarge, y'all call in, bro. Call in, man.
okay, this ain't your motherfucking show. Don't be inviting motherfuckers to call in.
Help me, Sarge. Help me.
What the hell?
Call in and whoop these niggas,
You gonna
man.
invite motherfuckers to call in, and you ain't even answering questions.
Hey, Anthony calling the police, Tyrone.
I mean.
But so you're not aware of Donald Trump calling Brad Raffensperger?
My argument is
okay. I'm asking you a question right now.
Like,
so are you aware? Are you aware of Donald? Are you aware of Donald Trump calling Georgia to ask for votes?
Bro, you pull it up, bro. I'm looking at your screen right now, bro.
I'm asking you, are you aware of it? You must not be.
But okay.
But are you?
What is that telling me?
That's telling you that Donald Trump is capable of not having an honest election without cheating.
Go.
Let me see what this is. Hold on. Let me see what this is.
All right, Ms. Powell, I just have a few questions for you. Do you understand the nature of the charges that have been reaccused and that you would be pleading guilty to today?
I do, sir.
And you've heard all the rights that the state has gone through that you would waive by going forward with this plea. Do you still wish to waive those rights?
I do.
And are you pleading guilty today because you agree that there is a sufficient factual basis, that there are enough facts that support this plea of guilty?
I do.
Mr. Rafferty, are you satisfied your client is competent in understanding that the plea is voluntary and that there is a sufficient factual basis for entering this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
I agree and find that there is a sufficient factual basis, and I find this plea of guilty to be knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered. There's been a request that this sentence be entered under the First Offender Act, and the court will approve that request, withhold adjudication. But I must notify you, Ms. Powell, that you're not allowed to withdraw your plea simply because you do not comply with the terms of the sentence. And the terms of that sentence would be as recommended by the parties. On count 1, conspiracy to commit intentional interference with the performance of election duties, the sentence would be 12 months probation. And counts 2 through 6 would also be 12 months probation consecutive to each other and to count 1 for a total term of essentially 6 years probation, but we're going to translate that into months for the sentence sheet. Special conditions would include a $6,000 fine with $1,000 for each count. Restitution to be paid in the amount of $2,700 to the Georgia Secretary of State's office. You are to have written a letter, which you've already satisfied. You're also to provide a recorded proffer with the state, which you've already satisfied. You're to testify truthfully against any and all co-defendants in this matter at any upcoming proceedings. You are not to have any communication with any witness, any co-defendant, or any member of the media concerning the facts or circumstances of this case. And you're to provide all documents to the district attorney's office as requested and relevant to this case. Again, Ms. Young, I would ask if you could provide the state's recitation of the exact phrasing of these, and we'll make sure that's reflected in the final disposition form. In order to make this sentence consistent with Mr. Hall, I do believe it would be appropriate, and I'm willing to include the language involving moral turpitude, although that language being included on the sentence form may not ultimately have any effect on the entities responsible for actually determining that. Are there any other express conditions and special conditions, Ms. Young, that you would like to see reflected on this sentence?
I think you covered it, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Rafferty, is there anything else that you think needs to be on the record today? Ms. Young, do you, the state, have an announcement regarding the indictment in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, the state will be entering an all-pros order on indictment number 23 SC 188947 as it applies to Ms. Powell.
All right. Well, upon being provided a copy of that motion, I will sign it and the charges in the indictment will be dismissed. All right. If there's nothing else, then we will conclude this and be off the record. Good luck, Ms. Powell.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I couldn't find the one I was looking for, but let me explain. That is Donald Trump's lawyer in Georgia pleading guilty to cheating in the goddamn election for Donald Trump. She got sentenced because she cheated in the election for Donald Trump. For some reason, this coon get on here and think that it is beneath Donald Trump to cheat in a goddamn election, when they just had this case down there in Georgia.
Y'all be throwing that coon word around, nigga. I'm more pro-black than all you niggas, man.
You don't like taking these bullets.
Everybody with black people. Like, y'all love gay people and immigrants and Hispanics, and I'm the coon.
I got to say what I'm
all
say.
about black America.
I mean, I just played the audio, so I need to go ahead and make my point before you start mumbling. But my point is, Donald Trump's lawyer just pled guilty to cheating in Georgia. And Donald Trump had more lawyers in Georgia pled guilty to cheating in the election for Donald Trump. For some reason, Anthony gets on here and says this election is different because his master would never do nothing like that. He licking Donald Trump's boot, thinking that Donald Trump wouldn't cheat in a goddamn election. All I'm saying is the numbers was funny. They was too close, and they should have been a recount, and they should have been lawsuits because I think there was some funny business that went on with this election. I just think it was. I don't think that Kamala Harris would have had a blowout because we got too many racist motherfuckers and people like Anthony that would vote for Donald Trump. But I think that she would have pulled this off if they wouldn't have thrown the votes out and did their little funny business by installing people at different election areas and all this kind of bullshit that would throw away votes and all this kind of bullshit. So that's my personal opinion that I think that she would have won. I'm not saying that he didn't win. I'm not saying that there was any fraud. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, things could have went different if the Democrats or the Harris campaign would have addressed this loss differently. Good Lord. So
man, you know how crazy you sound right now, bro. You keep repeating that it's my opinion.
Well, it is because they ain't been no facts.
It's a mere conspiracy, dog. Like, come on, man. And I'm the ignorant one. I don't know what's going on right now.
Why are you mumbling?
I'm not mumbling, man. I'm talking. What do you mean?
You just sound all mumbled. I don't understand what you're saying. You're talking too low or something. I don't know. You got to articulate your words.
Hold on.
That nigga talking in a pillar.
Oh, you think it's the one of them 1-800 lines you talking to?
Let me disconnect my my earbuds and reconnect them.
Oh. All right, who's this unknown caller line I just opened?
Oh, this Miss Lady. Hi, Tyrone.
Hey, Miss Lady, how you doing?
Okay.
Peace, Miss Lady. Peace, sweetheart.
Hey, mama's boy. Wow, you could tell those who have really listened to mumble rap and have embraced it. Um, Listen, did you see the clip of that little Musk boy? Looks like he's
Yeah,
around
I was
4 or
gonna get into
5.
that before Anthony
Yeah,
interrupted.
he told that damn man he wasn't the president, and he wants him to shut his mouth.
And go away. and Trump, and he was picking his nose and probably spreading it on his desk. And Trump doesn't like germs, even though they say he was thinking of the courtroom bad. His lawyer was having a hard
Listen, I
time.
Move on himself.
I never believed that thing about Trump being a germaphobe. And the reason that I say that is because Trump had to he had to retaliate against that dossier of him with them Russian hookers. So the
Right.
first thing that he said was, "I don't like germs." No, you eat McDonald's. I mean, come on.
I know, but that goes way back. I remember reading about that like a long time ago, before he even entered politics. So he might have selective germophobia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know who he looked angry, boy, but he couldn't say nothing because the real president was standing up there with his MAGA cap on, directing things and talking.
Yeah, I know it's crazy how they just let Elon Musk just run wild in the White House, and he didn't.
You know what? He has a lot of info on Trump. That's why he has info.
He's not even American.
Okay. And he gave him all that money, and he has a whole lot of intel on him. So he's gonna be right there.
Yeah, don't forget Elon went over to Russia and talked with the man over there. Y'all don't remember that?
Oh, word.
And he's been to China too. Business over in China, Tesla business.
He might have went over to Russia and picked up a package.
Hey, Miss Lady
this
point,
is
though.
unbelievable. The really worrisome thing, it's all worrisome, but they dismantling the Consumer Protection Bureau, Financial Protection Bureau, where if there's been fraud with your bank accounts and loan problems with your banking institutions, all that kind of stuff, identity theft, all that kind of stuff, there's going to be no one to assist you with that. And they had a lot of pending cases coming up, all thrown to the side. So
Go ahead, Miss Lady.
I think Biden was working on getting the interest rates lowered to 10%. So you know how terrible the credit card interest rates are, astronomical. It's just usury at its finest. And so, but that's all gone now. And then there was a limit as to how much banks could charge you, like for late fees. And there were problems. And they had been sued in the past because you mail your payment in and they would get it, but then they wouldn't apply it to your account and say your payment was late. And then they would charge you big late fees. And so there was some lawsuits years ago, and I think it was Capital One, I think that was doing that, probably other ones, and they had to pay a lot of money out, and they had to stop all that. So, that's all gone now. So now when you get your late fees and when your checks is bouncing and all that kind of stuff, when there's been fraud, and good luck to you. Maybe your state will help you.
Hey, you voted for
pretty good.
They voted for it.
When the interest rate keeps going higher and higher, because it's like, 21 to 30%. I couldn't believe I have a Macy's card, and they sent me a letter saying their interest rate was going up to like 29.9%. I'm like, well, I would not be using your card.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's kneecapping someone.
Yeah, so it's gonna get real for people. All this mumbling and stuff and acting ignorant. They go as they say. They're about to find out.
Let me see who this caller is. Who's this caller?
Is my audio better now?
Yeah, it's better. Hold on for 1 second. Who's this caller here?
What's going on?
What's up, Jay? Well, go ahead and
What's
finish,
up,
Miss Lady.
Yeah, I'm finished. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And before we get started again with the craziness, I know that y'all seen the damn. If you ain't seen it, you heard about the damn halftime show with Kendrick Lamar, and all of that, all of these MAGA, the KKK, had opinions to say about how terrible it was, but that was the most viewed Super Bowl in history. They said that he got more views than Michael Jackson. So clearly somebody liked the performance. And here's the deal with MAGA. And I want y'all to listen. Y'all walked around here talking about anti-woke this and not being woke that and woke is bad and woke. Well, you didn't understand Kendrick Lamar's halftime show because you're not fucking woke. You're asleep. You don't understand the subtle messaging that went on because you made yourself dumb enough to not understand what the hell going on in other cultures in this damn community. There was a clear message in Kendrick Lamar's performance, and people with sense, they understood what it was. If you didn't get the whole thing, you got part of the messaging, but it wasn't a bad performance. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed the whole show, and then after I dug down into it and seen how it was relating to other things, even with Serena Williams up there dancing and stuff, all of that stuff made sense. And because you're dumbing yourself down with your anti-woke movement and and all this, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand. So they insulted it, and they were saying that they didn't understand what he was saying and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to. You're not going to. So I wouldn't even let that bother you. The critiques from MAGA, because they made themselves ignorant. Donald Trump is getting rid of the goddamn Department of fucking Education, so y'all can be dumb, and that's exactly the kind of response that you got from them. But on the other side, it was 100% on point, and he threw a whole lot of political stuff in there, and his beef with Drake. I always told y'all Drake.
That really wasn't the highlight, though.
Okay,
Oh
I'm
my
not going to. You're not
God.
going to talk.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
I always told y'all Drake was a damn Jew, right? And there's nothing wrong with being biracial, right? Drake is a Jew, but whenever you look at Drake's performance and all of the little signs that he's talking about, the OVO, the owl, and all of the rituals that he had at bar mitzvah, he's a Jewish person. That's who Drake is. He's black and
He's
Jewish.
a Jewish Canadian man.
Yeah, that's who he is. So the plight of African Americans, Drake has little to no association with. He don't know what the fuck African Americans went through. I mean, yeah, he can listen to rap songs and go learn it from people and put it into music, but that's not the same as actually living it. And that's what you're hearing from Kendrick Lamar. He's living the life. He's telling the story. He's talking about the struggle, and that's why he was able to put Drake in his rightful place when it comes to our struggle in this country. And so I ain't saying that. Now listen, I ain't taking nothing away from Drake. He's a great artist. He did good. He can sing. He can dance. He can do all that shit, right? But he's not no African American man. So
he's Canadian, and his father has an experience. His father's a black man from, I think, Mississippi, right?
His time is up.
His experience is different from his father's.
Right.
Let's just say. Right? And then his upbringing, obviously, somewhere else. And not to say Toronto is not no sucker place. They got motherfuckers out there busting shots, doing wild shit. There's projects. I've been out there. So there's Jamaicans out there. There's a bunch of wild motherfuckers out there. But does that mean his upbringing was that way? No. He was an actor. He lived a decent life, which is okay too. I think you can be a rapper. You could sing. But I think a lot of people that they're upset is just, it's not about being part of the culture or rapping. It's how they portray themselves to be. And so the portrayal is not being clear. It says, listen, this is a character I'm playing. I am Drake, the rapper, but this is not really me. But what's happening is these guys are taking on these characteristics of the writings and, you know, turning these characters into so-called real persons. And a lot of people get upset that live that type of real lifestyle, and they say, look at this guy. He's making all his money, exploiting the community, and he ain't even from it. Right. And, you know, then you have somebody like Kendrick Lamar that it took him a while to get on. He just didn't, you know, by the flash, you know, of a snap of a finger. He had to work his way up there to get to where he's at versus Drake, which, not to say that Drake didn't work his way up, but he had opportunities with television. When Cash Money Universal decided to take him on or whatever after Jay Prince, you know, which was like the bigger company that comes, you know, he had some help. And again, not to take anything away from him, he does good music and stuff like that. But if you want to say, okay, if you want to talk about too lyrically and okay, or who's singing the best songs or who's selling the most records, then, you know, there could be different arguments. But what I would say is that Kendrick Lamar is a good MC, what they consider MC that could go. He's very versatile, and he comes from where he comes from, and he doesn't portray to be a gangster or a gangbanger. He talks about his neighborhood, talks about his community as him speaking about some experiences, but not trying to fake portray similarities to what Drake is doing. And I mean, there's a lot of people out there.
He talks about being.
Anthony, I'm going to ask you to do this one time.
That,
I'm going to say this one time, brother. When somebody else talking, please don't interrupt them, if you don't mind.
Nah, but so I leave it there. Now he could say what he was saying. What do you mean? What are you saying about that? I didn't
Kendrick Lamar, he talks about being an Israelite as well. Does that diminish what he did?
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to get into that conversation because you want to defend that shit.
But he is an Israelite, right? If he's an Israelite, he's an Israelite.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't have shit to do with the conversation.
I don't think that was the highlight, though. The highlight was the pre-show.
Right. You know what?
You brought us back. You actually brought us back on because he warmed the people up.
Wait,
that pre-show warmed the people up.
Oh, and let me mention this about the halftime show. There was a little bit of news made when one of the dancers held up a Palestinian flag, and you know, I mean, he's a Muslim and he supports. I seen his interview. He supports the Muslims that's struggling in Palestine and all that kind of stuff. So he showed his support for the Palestinians over there in Gaza, right? But this is what I got to say about that. I want you fucking Palestinians that voted for goddamn Trump or set your ass on the sideline or boycotted the damn Democratic National Convention. I want y'all to realize that even in a halftime show, the most watched event on fucking planet Earth, you got a black man out there waving your fucking flag. And y'all shit in our face.
Taking heat for it too.
Yeah, and y'all shit in our face when it came to the election. Even after the bullshit, you still got a black man out there trying to support those people over there in Gaza by taking a risk and running around the football field with that Palestinian flag. This is how stupid other fucking goddamn demographics is. The fucking Hispanics in America, the fucking Puerto Ricans in America, the goddamn Palestinians, the Muslims. All you motherfuckers are idiot because y'all thought that Massa Trump was going to save y'all motherfucking ass. And that's what the hell you getting now is you seeing Donald Trump want to fucking bulldoze that shit and kick the Palestinians out of there. You know, y'all getting what the fuck y'all get. And now they on TikTok begging for black support and all that kind of bullshit. I wish somebody would raise one finger to damn support them motherfuckers. But Miss Elisa, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Tyrone?
Hey, Miss Elisa. Hey, can I take one? Can I take 1 second? Hey, Tyrone. You know, there's that one lady, that one Venezuelan lady that is standing up at the podium. She says she doesn't want to be political, and then she starts being political, saying that Trump and them promised.
That's the video I was trying to download for Ant, but it wouldn't download.
But hold on. Do you know there's another video of that woman out there during the campaign, standing up there at the podium with Trump behind her, singing she's going to vote for Trump. And that's one reason why she made the news, because she was damn near on her knees in front of the world singing that she was voting for Donald Trump.
That's what the hell they get.
Exactly.
But what's up, Miss Lisa?
Oh, yeah. I told y'all that I'm going to Dearborn once something comes out. If the minute this year. So I told y'all that I'm going to take pictures and I'm going to give them to Tyrone so he can share them. But anyway, yeah, Tyrone, the halftime show, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I kind of knew what to expect, what Kendrick was going to give. As a follower, you know him, not closely because I'm not a rap head, I'm not a hip hop head. But after the following of him over the years, you kind of expect what you're going to get. And I got exactly what I thought he was going to give. Super Bowl was one of the best I've seen ever. And all the symbolism, the artistry, how he put all of that out there was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely enjoyed it. Yes, how he used the metaphor of his beef with Drake to get out messages about other things altogether. It was absolutely brilliant. I loved that. I really thought it was a great show. Tyrone, I have to say something to you because for the past few weeks, you was saying to us, I know, like me and Mama's Boy and Jay from New York, Miss Lady, and a few others, you were like, I don't see how y'all still have a lot of hope and how, you know what I'm talking about, Tyrone. You know what I'm getting at. About your feelings about the election and the way the country is moving. And you was like, well, y'all got a lot of hope and y'all got this. And I just don't see how. Do you feel well? You understand what I'm talking about, Tyrone? Tyrone.
Oh, yeah, I'm answering. I was on mute. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm with you now.
It's fault. Humpty Dumpty, he done cracked that wall, and you can't put it back together again.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's going to have to be a lot of rebuilding if certain things can be rebuilt. And I do think that they can be rebuilt. A lot of rebuilding and a lot of, because I'm kind of on the side of, I hope they just steal and go away. Because this is one big police thing for the rich. It really is. But you got other people in that with other ideas that how they want things to be. I don't think Trump and the Heritage Foundation and stuff that Nordic will on some real of the old school races. But then the tech bros and stuff, they on something else. With this tech up, you got different things going on. Who's winning? Not Trump and the old, back to the ancient Nordic. They're not winning. They're not. Trump has really finally started to age more so than he has ever aged before. But his first administration, he aged from that, but he is now. I'm with you, Tyrone. I still have hope, though. I don't know about your hope level.
Well, no, I want America to succeed. I really do, but I just can't see it. I don't see nobody stopping these people, and I don't see nobody with the courage.
The courts are stopping the people. You got people fighting, man. It's just that it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight.
You do. There's people fighting, but in order to continue to be alive, you got to have hope. Once you have no more hope, you got to have life. Like somebody say, oh, well, they're calling for a bump, they're calling for a blizzard tomorrow. Well, I hope it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You have to have hope. So you got to have hope. But as far as where we are, certain things, how I measured a lot of things, but I'm going to make this quick. I'm not really going to go into what. But there were certain things that I said, now, when I had my own measurement. I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at this. And I have to see those things to tell me where we are. And if we are in horrible trouble, all of my points that I had, they have all been met. So I'm with you, Tyrone. But I still have hope. That's all I want to say.
Well,
Oh, and
yeah,
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with the Sarge. Sarge is very smart. I like Sarge. I do. I'm not arguing with them unless it's trivial crap. Then I will start. Mr. Solution, no. Mr. Solution is a waste of a panty week. So no. So no. But Sarge, I like Sarge. Sarge is a very smart person. But this he is, y'all might not think so, but I do think he is very smart. His political ideology and other ideology is just different. That's all. It's just so different. It's just different, hot and cold. But I'm not arguing with these people anymore because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Energy is time. Time is life. But if it's something trivial, yeah. But anything serious, no. That's all I got, guys.
yeah. Well, I mean, we're in some rough times in this country, and I don't know. I don't have an answer like Jay was saying. I think he was saying that when these cases get to the judges, then the judges are pushing back, but damage is done by then. Like firing those inspector generals and firing the FBI, and then them having to take it to court. Now you ain't got nobody in charge. You ain't got no gatekeepers up there. So they reckon the system as they go along, and they're gonna pass stuff and do stuff and take money. That's what they doing in the U.S. Department of Treasury. They trying to raid this country's money. Senior citizens, you guys and veterans and people that are on government assistance, we're gonna hurt once these people succeed with what the hell they're doing.
Yes, Tyrone. Oh, and I think everybody probably on this line will admit this is far worse than I thought. And we knew it was gonna be bad, and our expectations are, oh my God, it's just oh my God, the panic. But God, this is much worse than we could have conceived of. It is for me. Now, not saying that America will still not be here, because America will be here. The experiment and the other thing is over. We're going to be living in a different America, and I'm curious to see what it's going to be. But the old America is almost gone. Almost gone. So I'm curious to see what the new her is going to be. The old one as we used to know it, almost is just about gone. Almost. I'll give it about a month, but she's almost gone. That's it, Trevor.
Yeah, and it's all these damn white people that voted for Trump. I honestly can't see how an American can put up with what we're witnessing in Washington right now. The only way that they're able to put it is because they have been indoctrinated into this racist political party, and they agree with everything that is going on. And that's who you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Screw politics. When you walk out your damn door, go to Walmart, go to the store, go to the gas station, on your job, if you look right next to you, that's who you're dealing with. That person is silent, and they're not saying what they actually believe, but they support what the hell is going on in Washington right now. Because they voted for him. They voted for him. They didn't vote for Harris. And that's the problem. I think that's the biggest problem, is that the media and people like me and other commentators are calling out these figureheads, Trump and the politicians. But we should be talking about these everyday people, our neighbors, the post office workers, the school teachers, the people that actually put these people in power, and calling them fucking Ku Klux Klan members. Unless we start actually throwing this shit in their damn face, they're not going to reject it. They, like I said, they accept MAGA. MAGA is a new brand. But if you start calling them Klansmen, if you start telling them, they wear white hoods, then that was offensive. Our ancestors figured out that was offensive to these damn white people, and they didn't want to be associated with the Klan. And for some reason, we let them rebrand themselves and institute their policies, their racist ass policies. They're all on the
Mm-hmm.
police force. They're everywhere. They're judges. I mean, they're everywhere. And we're gonna have to start messaging different or something, calling these people out. You know, I ain't.
But Tyrone, we all have heard. I heard this from my grandmother, well, one grandfather. Well, the other was dead by the time I was born. But we have heard this. America's original sin is going to be her downfall.
Yeah.
It's going to be the downfall. We always heard that. I did my whole life, and I believe that. And here we are. The chickens has finally come home to roost. This will be her downfall. And you know what? And a lot of us was, no, fighting it. No. Guess what? We're here. Let her die. Let her die.
Yeah,
That's what I'm at.
the only way that I
Let
think
her die.
the only way that I think that they can address the original sin, and it's not going to happen, is the 40 acres and the mules. Live up to that promise that you gave black people whenever the emancipation happened. You're going to have to somehow or another figure out how to give that reparations to the black community and start working that. But it's not going to happen. You know.
No. Let her die, folks. We gotta let America go. She's still gonna be here, but it's just gonna be a different one. We gotta let the old one go. And I have resigned myself to gotta let her go. She's falling, let her fall.
Well, yeah,
allegedly, Google.
Say again.
Allegedly, Google. This is all alleged talking. We don't mean this, Google. Which is entertainment. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is, like a real solution, because all my solutions are extreme, and I know they're not going to happen. But the only thing we can do is watch this shit fall. I just hope I hope black people don't run out there and do what we do. Open our arms up and try to accept what the hell is being handed to us. Because a lot of time black people just, we do it all the time. We sit, if it weren't for damn black people, this country would still have Jim Crow. If it weren't for black people correcting fucking white people,
it would have fell a long time ago.
Yeah,
it fell a long time ago.
We are the one making them live up to this damn Constitution. If it weren't for us fighting for that Constitution to be lived up to by what the fuck it says in that doctrine, then we'll be still living the way that we used to live. So we're the only ones that actually make this country do right. We're the only ones.
We hold the mirror. We hold the mirror, Tyrone. We hold the mirror. We've always held the mirror that we hold back up to this country. We hold the mirror. We're the mirror holders. And they can't get away from it.
What they're doing is they're trying to take that voice away from us. They're trying to take that voice away from us because they talking about this anti-DEI, anti-Black Lives Matter, anti-woke, all of this shit. They trying to they trying to belittle what the fuck we say, banning books and all of that kind of shit, And they was talk about getting rid of Black History Month. I don't know how far that went, but they're just trying to belittle what the hell the black voice is. And I think it's working to a certain extent,
Well, hey Tyrone, I'm from looking at it from a broad picture. I don't know. It just seems like America is so preoccupied with holding us down that they don't see the whole world surrounding them. And the more you look at the world, it's learning how to live without America. And it's looking like it could be easier to isolate America if you changing trade routes, trade deals with other countries, and you're not using America anymore. You slowing America's economy down. So maybe that these countries get to where they don't even give a shit about you owing them the money or what money you owe them or what treasury bonds they own and shit like that. They could care less and want you to fall. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that don't matter to them. That does not matter to them.
Don't matter to them.
Long as black people are being held down, that's what's important. And these dumbass rednecks and coons like Sarge, they just gonna go right along with it. They're gonna starve. They're gonna be sick. They're gonna be sick and die. As long as they, black people don't get nothing, then they satisfied, which is crazy.
It's mental illness, Tyrone. It's mental illness. So I'm fine with sit back, let her fall. Will it be really, really bad for us on the other side? Something tells me I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think so.
Well, we always find a way through, and that's how resilient we are. It sucks. I mean, it sucks, but I mean, we always find a way to deal with whatever the hell this country hands us.
Yeah, we do find a way. It's time for us to solve this. If that was my realization, after all of my points showed itself for me, that we used to the way things how we do. They got that But you know what? We need to stop. Let whatever it is, let her fall. Like with the black women, they started chanting at the election, we taking our rest and our femininity. I wasn't out here shouting all that, but I supported it. And it's like for the men, for y'all stand up, look around. Basically, let her fall. Let her fall. Let her fall. Y'all been holding it up. Look at guys in the Civil War. What did our people? They were slaves. They went out, start up a cemetery to bury your soldiers. We did all those stories. Tyrone. We did all those stories over here. Our people out here, instead of worrying about themselves, they created they got with the Memorial Day. Yeah, we have to memorial. Just every time we turn around doing the Reconstruction and this, that, well, we got this is what we're gonna have to march with everybody, and they just trying to get the vote. Well, the women, y'all go ahead and y'all march with Margaret Sanger now, and they said, "F y'all, kick you in the back. We ain't serious." And some of the black women is like, well, we're here because we got to stop some of this lynching and stuff. Can we make a little piece of that? No, you black bitches stand in your bag. We don't care. It's just,
well, black people march. Black people march with the when Trump first got elected, when they had that women's rally, there was a lot of black people participating in that. So they kind of helped.
We was reminded though with the signs.
But
we were reminding though with the signs. White, look at y'all. Remember now, white women voted for them. We come to y'all march, but people remember they voted heavy for this shit. You gotta remind people.
This time they was out there protesting Trump when he got elected. They won't hardly no black people out there, and I was like, well, that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign. Let it fall. Y'all call out bluff. And I heard something very profound when they were talking about the people, the Muslims, the Arabs. Because remember, y'all, I'm going to Dearborn, the Arabs. Mm-hmm. And when that was going back and forth, and when they called me a baby killer and a supporter of ethnic cleansing and all of that, I said, I'm done with them. So, and I am, and I'm holding to it. But somebody, when they was going back and forth, pointing out how they are. And someone said, what these people want us to do, they're waiting for us to throw the rock first. And I sat back and I said, yeah, you're right. They asking us to come back. They asking us to y'all help us. We need help, support, march. The Latinos are too. The way they want us to throw the first rock so we can be the body shield.
Right.
Don't throw it, black people. Don't throw it.
No, they showed their hand.
They showed their hand. I wanted to say something to that point.
Go ahead.
We damn sure better not, because without the black folks out there, Trump is not going to call no martial law and act a fool. But the minute we get out there protesting, his bitch ass is gone. He's already said he wants to do this shit. He already said
those boys in Cincinnati did the right thing. Whenever those Nazis showed up, there was a group of black people that showed up and kicked their ass out, and then that's it. You know.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't protesting because that, you know, remember Trump had a problem with Black Lives Matter so bad he wanted to shoot a bunch of protesters in order to go stand in front of a church with a Bible upside down. So don't think he doesn't have the propensity to do the same thing now. All he doing is waiting for a bunch of black folks and Mexicans and white folks to get back out there, and he gonna call martial law, and he can fake like it's an emergency, like he tried to do at the border. Y'all remember that when he came in, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember all of it.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Don't go out there, black people, and throw that first rock, because it will be made palatable to the world when it's our face, our rock. We still, it will be palatable to the world. Well, here, this why I had to turn the arms. I had to turn them on the people. It's not as palatable when they skin is whiter.
Yeah.
Black people do not throw their third, that's what they want. That's what the Arabs want. That's what the white skins Latinos want. No, you sit your ass there. If a rock gonna be thrown, and if he's going to
rock unless it's a crack rock. Don't throw them a rock unless it's a
don't
crack
throw a rock.
That ain't
Don't
gonna hurt
throw a
them.
rock. You let them when it's time, like my Mama's boy said, for him to turn what is it? The National Guard, which is the military, when it's time for the country to turn its arms on its citizens, you let it be white skin that they do it to. Not us. Don't y'all be out there throwing no rocks. Sit your ass down, let them do it. And I don't think we will now at this point, Tyrone. There is another thing, I'm done, I'm shutting up, but I gotta add this. I saw someone else say in the midst of the F round find out videos and this, because you pick up a lot of gems. And this girl said Kamala did her job. Actually, she said she didn't win the election, but I have my own thoughts on that. But she did her job. Her job was to show black people that y'all went out there and y'all used what power you had, which was the voting block in this. And we used our voting block. We did, the men and the women. Regardless of the uptick, we have to be honest to say the men and the men alone, we know the women did. And so did the men. We used our voting block the way we were supposed to. And guess what? The way how this election went, which I have my own thoughts on that, the way how the election went, Kamala did her job. She made black people open up their eyes and see, y'all ain't got nobody. Y'all have no allies. Y'all still out here doing what you're supposed to do to try to help. And it's not a Democrat-Republican thing. To put all that aside, it's not about that. Y'all did what y'all knew, the strategy that would help everybody. But everybody else didn't. Wake up, black people. So yes, Kamala did what she got the assignment, and she did her job. She opened the eyes of a lot of dumb black people.
Oh yeah, she did.
Y'all keep worried about. She did. Y'all keep something worried about everybody else.
She still made history.
Yes, she did her job. She opened a lot of our eyes. Y'all still out here doing stuff to help everybody. But the everybody is not with you. Y'all standing over here alone with them numbers. You know, the election. Y'all standing over here with the only ones with numbers that look like that. And look at everybody else. Y'all don't have everybody. I don't have nobody with you. It shows. She did her job as far as I'm concerned. She got the assignment and she did it right.
Well, yeah, I guess we need to hold on for the ride, I guess.
That's what it is, Tyrone. Get comfortable, nigga. I told you, get some popcorn.
Yeah, because
Hold
I mean
on.
they up there and they're just destroying Washington. They're
Everything.
destroying everything.
Everything.
And what surprises me, it ain't surprising, but I don't understand why the media don't report what the Trump doing exactly. You know, they're not even raising their alarms. They're not telling the people how dangerous this is, what we're witnessing. The first time ever that we've seen somebody spend that much money, $20 million, $40 million, however much Elon Musk spent.
244 mil.
Spend that much money to have access to the White House, right? Usually you buy the politicians and you get the policies passed and you ain't got shit to do with Washington. But this dude is in the fucking Oval Office answering pressers. He's answering news conferences. He's standing in the Oval Office with his nasty ass son picking boogers and putting it on the presidential
And wiping
desk.
it on the desk.
And he's answering questions, and motherfuckers ain't got shit to say about Elon Musk up in that White House. They ain't got nothing to say. This is crazy.
It's raggedy. Tyrone just raggedy. It's just raggedy. The whole look, the whole everything is just raggedy. And I'm also gonna put this out here. Jasmine Crockett, I'm putting this out to the universe. Jasmine Crockett, girl, pull back. You seem like you working the hardest. Am I getting her name right?
Yeah,
you like you
Crockett.
working the hardest. You out there working the hardest of all the country. Girl, pull
She's
back.
putting in the work.
Yes, she
She
is.
putting in
She
too
is,
much
man.
work. Girl, sit back and let the rest of them pull they share a little bit. Push the rest back, girl. Rest back. That's my girl, but rest back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Democrats. I mean, they're just not doing it. Jasmine Crockett, and then there's probably a couple of more out there.
There's some of them.
The dude that had the cancer. I can't think of the dude, the Jewish dude that had the cancer.
No, but Tyrone, that I get because the Democrats are the normal op of the Republicans, maybe. But let's look at this with some clear lenses, brother. It's the Republicans, bro. It's the Republicans that are letting this motherfucker do this shit. They should be. First of all, you can't even consider yourself a patriot to allow somebody to go through the treasury like that without some sort of alarm going off. So I don't even see
This
how
is
they
what I'm
not
saying,
tripping.
mama's boy. If the shoe would have been reversed, right, and the Democrats would have had the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and they would do the shit that the Republicans are doing, I guarantee you,
bro,
that we would see Fox News have breaking news every fucking moment.
Yeah, we know that.
We would see
White
lawsuit.
folks
We
would
would
be
see
in the
lawsuit after
street.
lawsuit.
White folks would be in the street.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We would see lawsuit after lawsuit. What I'm trying to tell you is that something can be done by the Democrats right now, and they're not doing it. You see what I'm saying?
No, it can't. What can be done, Tyrone?
They're limited, but they can do a little bit more. I think on
There's always something, of course. There's always.
Well, I'm saying
you
like
can't leave like what you just said. Jasmine Crockett isn't on the front line, and AOC and a few of them. But where's the rest of them? Is my point.
If I'm just thinking, trust me, I'm no strategist, but this is just me thinking. I probably would have a set few of people with decent names run interference while I work to get people into fucking new in the next elections coming up in there, especially in them really tough areas. I would really try to get some big money in a few of those guaranteed spots and hold some reserve. But I would have most of my damn politicians running interference. Just, we ain't gonna try to put too much on anything, but we really need to go to work on the ground. We already got the network set up from the election. We already got it. We just run our web, deepen ourselves in these districts, and you know what I'm saying, turn into true politicians and stay your ass on the ground and take care of shit on the ground. get back in, because that's your only shot. Is to bring him up on impeachment charges. That means you got to take over the House.
Let me see who this unknown caller is. Who line is this open?
Yeah, you open my line, Simon.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, it's on me? Oh. Hey, look, I'm not a fan of Piers Morgan, but they just posted a recent show online, and I suggest everybody watch it, because they talk about this whole USAID thing. And he has a couple of folks who are in the intelligence community that really give an interesting perspective on Elon Musk and what he's doing and USAID in general. And basically, they were saying that Elon Musk does not have the intelligence background to go in and do what he's doing, because he's looking at line items and not understanding how they fit into a larger scope. And John Bolton was on that panel. There's a couple other folks, really interesting, like I said, where they break down that, the government doesn't only fight wars with the army. They fight it with information, and they fight it with programs. And some of these programs may not make sense to you or I, because we're not the intended audience for that program. But the intended audience serves a purpose in whatever country that these programs are being implemented. But they also go on to say that there are programs that they are doing within the country for particular audiences. And, these programs are quite effective at getting people to think a certain way or to react a certain way. And one of the things they bring up is Trump's supposed assassination attempts, like the one attempt and, the two attempts. And they said, think about this for a minute. These aren't, people from the opposition party that tried it. It's his own party. So, these people were, Republicans. They weren't Democrats. They weren't the left people. They were from the right. And they were saying basically that, maybe there's something there. There's some smoke there, and there may be a fire, and that, he's angering people within his own core group. And, these people may be, carrying out violence, or are willing to carry out violence if he triggers them improperly. So, like I said, I don't want to go down conspiracy theory roads or anything. Go look at it. Piers Morgan. It's an interesting discussion. It really opens up some avenues of thought that maybe you might not have considered before.
I'm definitely going to see that, because that sounds like something that sounds like something I need to hear, that particular, when people discuss things like that.
Yeah, but the main thing is,
it's on point.
Yeah, the main thing a lot of these guys on the panel were saying is that Elon Musk does not have the background to understand how these programs, what they're for, number one. Just because it says, a gay play, or transgender play in this country, well, there's more to it than that. And considering who sponsored it and the reason why they sponsored it. So you can't just pull it out of context.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so they said that the problem with Elon Musk is he may be destroying some of the things that we need to keep in place to keep the country safe. Because he may look at it and say, no, this is BS, without understanding the purpose of it or the recipients, of the money to do it. So like I said, it's an interesting discussion. Check it out if you have time. It's only about 10, 15 minutes long at most.
Oh, I'm definitely going to take care of that, because something that came across my mind the other day, if they were to really get down, cut the Medicaid, Medicare, so just pick one, whatever. That's we talk about MAGA people. That's going to make people take to the guns and take to the streets. We know that. But America has been so long allowing the people to arm themselves. This country, the people are so armed. It's crazy. When they talk about, we hear the stats and everything about the amount of guns and stuff out here. And like Tyrone called certain ones war weapons, people got them war weapons in their homes. Everybody is so armed. If this country, and this speaks to what Joe was just talking about, that's why I got to see the Liz Morgan. Some of these people got to be disarmed before you pull what some of them pull that they trying to pull. You have to do some disarmament because the people are going to come. And what's the quickest way if you start talking, well, how about we just don't allow people who has a record of murder to not get a firearm? Parts of this country, they implode. Everybody should be able to get as many guns as they want. You can't even really mention just about the little bit that we have that you can't be 10 years old and get a gun. We got that, but they don't even want that. How are they going to disarm this country is my thing when they really start pulling the bangers on everybody out here. When the bangers really start pulling the bangers, giving the money to the rich, you're going to have to disarm the people when you do that. Have any of y'all thought about that?
Well, I don't think I didn't give it up on disarming Americans. There's too many.
Well, you can't. That's the thing.
It's over 400 million guns in this country.
That's the thing that they can't do. They can't disarm the people.
Yeah,
but it's kind of in a sense, if you take the hillbilly's pickup and you take away his whatever it is important to him, what is he gonna do? He gonna arm up.
Well, you disarm him with information by manipulating, their trigger points. And I say trigger meaning emotional triggers. And that's how they've been manipulated up to this point by emotional, by hitting emotional trigger points. Yeah, use disinformation to do it. I mean, look, ABC has a show every Saturday where he talks about this stuff because he's been fed this stuff and he actually believes it. It's a part of his DNA. Whether it's real or not is irrelevant to the fact that it's real to him. And so being real to him, he is going to be the biggest preacher and the biggest distributor of this stuff because he has been programmed to think that it is his purpose in life to disseminate this information, because, being a good citizen, he's tied his patriotism and citizenship to disseminating garbage. And they've made him believe that. That's why we laugh at him because we can see it, but he can't.
But Joe, you think that they could disarm them? I mean, literally disarm these people. You think that they will be able to that way through disinformation, misinformation, lies, whatever, that they will be able to disarm enough of them?
I don't know about disarm, but direct. I would say direct.
Okay, that.
So you can't disarm ABC. He's already been armed. But what you can do is direct him into like he's doing. He's directed into a show. He's channeling his efforts and energy to nowhere. There's nothing to gain. So I think that's how you deal with those people. You channel their belief system. Thank you. You channel their passion into a null void that does no good, no purpose.
Well, you got more hopes than I do. There ain't no help for them. You can't direct them. You can't disarm them. Them motherfuckers they stuck on stupid, man. There's no change. Listen to Sarge. There is no change in this motherfucker. Nothing. And you listen to ABC every week. God bless you, but I couldn't do that. There's no change in them. You can't direct them motherfuckers, man. They stupid. I don't know how else to say that. Listen to Mr. Solutions. He get on here talking about the same dumb shit every week, and this man's supposed to be, I don't know what the hell he pretending to be, but you can't change these people.
No, but Sarge is smart.
No, he's not, Elisa. I'm sorry. I heard you say that earlier.
He is,
I heard you say that earlier, but I would have to disagree with you.
He is smart, but here's what Joe is saying. That he's being directed. He caught in that. He reads that stuff. So that's the difference. I don't listen to ABC shows, so I can't speak on that. I'm familiar with Miss Solutions dating back to the early days of TR Wrestling. Didn't they have a show or something, Tyrone? Not with
Yeah,
you, but on Blog Talk and stuff.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
I from what I remember, and I used to listen from time to time, but not a lot. But from calling over here, it's like when America was really, all of America and the world was really introduced to Donald Trump. It was like that dude dumb as hell. I didn't
Yeah.
realize Donald was really that mediocre, and that I didn't know that. And that's, yes, Mr. Solution. As I listen, I was like, damn, that dude is not, because even basic things that I was surprised. Yes, I'm talking about you. Basic things I was surprised that he did not know. When he said that Trump was that he's the man, he's the art of the deal. He said, what was the advocate? What that was a couple of weeks ago? Because he's the one with the art of the deal. I was like, you can't possibly have just repeated that. Y'all can suck him off, but don't say things like that you should know is not
Well,
true.
they slow. They ain't no hope for them folks. They ain't no directing. You can't fix them. They just stupid. I don't know what else to say. I talk to the
Nah.
guys. I like the guys. They all right. But Joe, I'm sorry, but you ain't finna direct shit. Them jokers, they something wrong with them. Who's this unknown caller?
Okay, I said I was determined not to call in today because talking to you is futile. It's like
okay.
talking to a damn stump. But what something you just said is perfectly illustrative of what I keep trying to get across to you. Now you're talking about disarming people, about the futility of it. You're lamenting the fact that it's just awful. We just can't convince Americans to give up their guns. And I understand your despair over such a thing because you're right. They're not going to give them up. But let me tell you something.
No.
Disarming 99% of the American people will have absolutely no discernible effect on crime because the people who commit gun crime and murder with guns, for the most part, are already, under federal and state law, illegal gun possessors. Do you understand that, Tyrone? I can prove that empirically with evidence from every damn big city in the United States. When they get arrested and they arrest these people, they are inevitably, almost always, convicted felons that cannot legally own a gun. And we can tell you this over and over and over again. It will make no impression on you whatsoever. You'll just keep going on saying Americans own too many guns, when the people who own the most guns commit the least crime.
Okay, see,
It doesn't
that's that
matter.
dumb shit.
You're just determined to believe, no matter what the facts show, no matter what it shows about the offenders when they're arrested. They got criminal histories, Tyrone. I know. I've seen it. I saw it for 20 years and more than 20 years. I saw the records of people arrested for murder. They were already convicted felons 96% of the time.
See, that's that dumb shit I'm talking about right there. What he said makes no goddamn sense.
It's dumb. What I said, what did I just say isn't true? That's what gets me about you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I can, so what I'm going to do, so you just asked me a question, so let me answer. Hold on for 1 second. Whenever he first came on here and said, if you disarm 99.9% of America or gun owners, take all their guns, it wouldn't make a difference. Mathematically, you're incorrect. I don't know what else to say about that. You made that statement when you first came on here. I don't know why you made that statement, but what you said was incorrect. If you take 99% of gun owners' guns away from them, of course, you would definitely have less gun violence. You would have less gun deaths because you took 99% of the goddamn guns away. You will only have 1% of that person out there committing those crimes that was going on before the 99% happened. So you started off on that logic telling me you're a fucking idiot. I don't know. And then you went on to try to elaborate on that fucking point. So what I'm trying to tell you, Sarge, is you're stupid. You're proving my point, but you can go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so you had to mute me. I noticed that because that's your stock and trade. You don't mute anybody else who does it, but me, muting is necessary. Okay, let me tell you something, buddy. 99% of the universe of guns in private owned hands are not used in crimes. That's why I use the figure. Not could be off a bit by 1 or 2 percentage points, or maybe a half of 1 percentage point, but it's in the ballpark. Again, we have like 12,000 homicides committed with firearms a year. 12,000 out of a universe of 400 million firearms in private hands. Can you do the math? I know math is a bit beyond your abilities, but I can do it for you. It's really less than 1%. See, you don't listen to anyone's argument. You only listen to your own. I listen to yours, and I feed them back to you to show you what a goddamn idiot you are.
Okay, well, your math ain't mathing.
Yeah,
Tyrone, can I ask
tell me
a
about my
question?
math now. Why don't you divide,
Can I
remember, 10,000 or so, 12,000, 13, that varies from year to year. But between 10 and 14 or 15,000
sorry, I'm not going to have this debate
homicides
with
a
you.
year, and then
brother.
divide that into 400 million, doofus.
Okay,
What
brother,
do you
I'm
think
not.
you get?
Brother, I think you're stupid, so I don't know what else to tell you.
I know you do. You can't help it because when you're an idiot, everyone else is an idiot because no one else sees the world the way you do. They're
But
not as stupid as you.
I think Elisa wanted to get in there, so I'm not going to debate
Yes,
this point.
Sarge, do you keep up with the femicide rate? I'm not talking about black femicide. I'm not separating it. I'm talking about the overall femicide rate in let's just keep it in America. Do you keep up with those stats? I'm just asking a question. I'm a simple question.
Yes, I keep up exactly whom, where, what regions, locales of the country, by what type of firearm, everything. I study everything I can get my hands on the issue from empirical and corroborative recorded data for the most part, not my opinions.
Okay, and my next question, because I was watching some and I did some reading. I'm not talking. They were just giving the
Well, you're breaking up there, Lisa. I don't know if it's my phone or yours. I can't understand you. You're breaking up. Would you say it again?
Guys, am I breaking up? I'll call back in because I'm very curious about this.
Now, wait a minute. No, you're clear now. Now you just whatever you did, fine. You're clear.
Okay, I did something with my ear. So I heard the stats for the world, like they keep up with the world femicide rates, like in certain countries, like Arab countries and this and that. We know it's awful there. And they put out the stats for the world overall femicide rate. And like in America, but they didn't have it broken down. And I was curious to see the stats broken down as far as American, and not just keep it on just American, not the different racial groups, because we know the stats are different amongst the groups. And you're keeping up with the stats. What have you found as far as where America is rating in that? You don't have to get too intricate, but I'm just curious of what you found.
Well, let me clear something up. Hold on for a minute. Sorry, are y'all saying femicide? What'd you say, Lisa?
No, femicide.
Femicide?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You mean the murder of females?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
Look, males are invariably the biggest victims of homicide everywhere in the world. That's a given.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I'm talking about femicide.
Women are there. Particular types of homicide are more common among women. But the overall numbers of homicide, overwhelmingly, it's men.
Well, let her clear it up, sorry, because that is a stat. That is a stat. But let her clear it up. Go ahead.
I think I should have asked more, because I know I should have asked it differently, because I know like the black community, they basically they and I don't know if they coined the phrase or if they call it or whatever, if they keep up with the stats, black femicide. And that's what we're calling it. But I meant to say, as far as the stats for women overall, let's separate it, let's take the race out of it. Women stats for murder of women by intimate partners, spouses and intimate partners, and at home. That's basically, I should have said that, Sarge. I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is bad for the United States. I'm just reading some stuff.
Well,
it says 70%. It says 70% of all femicide happen in the United States. Go ahead.
Okay, look, I don't know if this is going to help illuminate the matter for Elisa or not, but in the United States, women of all age groups per 100,000 homicides women of all age groups account for less than 1% of the murderers. It is overwhelmingly men of every racial grouping. Men
No, you missing the
commit
point,
most of the
Sarge.
homicides.
Femicide is
Right.
is the for murdering women, and
I understand that.
Go ahead.
I understand that. That's what I'm
Like
saying. I mean,
like
I gotta
intimate,
go back.
like intimate partner murder.
The last time I checked, and that was about 5 years ago or 6 years ago, the
Okay.
murder rates between men and women in intimate partner relationships are surprisingly close together. Whenever there is it's still men rule the roost in that respect, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
But women have
Yeah.
a much larger percentage of killing their intimate partners in domestic relations than they do any other type of homicide.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
That's true. That he's right,
I
Tyrone.
said that
He's right
when
about that.
women murder, when women commit homicide, not necessarily murder, because some of the homicides are justified. So let's make that clear too. Sometimes when a woman kills her intimate partner in a relationship, is a justified homicide. But I'm saying when they kill for whatever reason, the numbers are much, much closer between men and women, even though it's still on the side of men, because men are the ones who murder more often than any other in either of the sexes. But it's surprisingly close. When I last saw, I think it was like 26 or 28% of the homicides in intimate partner relationships were committed by the woman. That's pretty high for women murder.
That's high for women murder. Men gonna always outshine when committing the murder. That's just what it is.
I agree.
But
I agree completely.
But they have put out new stats. I think is it the UN? They put out new stats about the femicide, intimate partner murder, but they only put it for 2024. But I cannot find where it's broken down. I was trying to see maybe if you knew for America, because it's been years since they updated the stats. So I was just maybe if you had seen it somewhere.
It has been.
Elisa, I wonder how many of those women that are killing their men in intimate partner relationships are doing it from self-defense, or they've gotten tired of being jumped on, beat up, threatened.
A lot of it's that. A lot of it. Most of it is that.
I think some of it is out of rage because they caught their man with some other woman. But I would think most of it is from self-defense or just being tired of being.
A lot of it. And so I think Sarge was kind of about to give that stat, and I interrupted him. But a lot of it is what you said, Miss Lady. But the only reason that I asked this is because as far as legal gun ownership, that's going to speak a lot into those stats. Y'all see what I'm saying? Tyrone, you see where I was getting at?
Yeah.
As far as legal gun ownership.
Wait a minute now. Even there.
Go ahead.
When there's, even in those cases where there's intimate partner relationship and a firearm is used to commit the homicide, either one or both of the parties are not legally allowed to own a gun because of past convictions or records, or not complying with some state law. So even then, you got people who would simply not comply with the law.
So you say even in the stats from your study, it's still very high on illegal gun ownership or whatever you call it.
Yes, in almost every category of homicide. Illegal firearm possession by the offender is almost always a factor. Almost always.
Okay.
And like I said,
and you know what?
A person who was criminally inclined is just not going to obey a firearm law. They're just not going to do it. Any more than they obey laws against illegal drug possession.
But can we agree, Sarge, can we both agree, because we agree here, that trying to disarm America with the legal guns, that's not happening. Can we agree?
Well, go ahead.
No, I'm finished. I asked the question. Can we agree to that?
Well, here's what I will agree on. I will agree that people legally possessing firearms inevitably means, and I'm going to have to concede to Tyrone on this one, means that there will be a source of gun possession for criminals who break into houses, in vaults, in stores, and steal them. So I'm going to admit to that. But I would say to you that even absent that, they would still get their firearm somehow to commit their crime. Just like they get their drugs, which is 1,000% illegal just about everywhere. There's no place, no corner in the United States in which crack cocaine is legal, or unlawful possession of Oxycontin or any of those other type of drugs. There's no place
Meth
legal,
and all
and
that
still
stuff.
these people keep getting it. They keep getting it, and they have to use it up. Not like a gun, which you can keep for centuries if you maintain it right, and it'll still work. You got to use it, and they keep getting more. They will disobey the law to get what they need to do their criminal actions. They simply will. There is no getting around it, not with any law.
That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Brown,
Yeah, I'm
what
here.
happened to you?
Say again?
No, I was just wondering where you were.
Well, no, I'm just glad y'all having this conversation because I'm glad Mr. Solutions and Sarge live in two different houses because one of them might be a victim of femicide. So,
Oh, why should I? I never touched my wife in my entire relationship with her. She would boast about that. My husband, we argue all the time, and he never touches me. Why should I? She's got a right to her
you
opinion.
didn't hear what I said then.
Hey,
Sarge,
Sarge,
what do you think about?
No reason whatsoever to kill me. I can say that right now.
What do you think about boogers being on the resolute death, Sarge?
I think it's great when a child leaves his boogers on the river. That's a sign that child did it, and it's going to grow up to be an adult who might one day inhabit that death.
That is disrespectful, disgusting, and nasty.
I think it's
oh
great.
my goodness.
That child's already left his mark.
Make sure the neighborhood kids come over to your house.
But the kid was actually making a good statement. He was making a good statement. He was showing that, that Donald Trump is nostrils, he's mucus, he's the waste that comes out of your nostrils when, you got to clean them out. I mean,
Yeah, he was showing that man he wasn't the president.
he told him, you
He
ain't
was showing that man he wasn't the president.
Man.
Yeah,
if Trump would have pulled down his diapers and shitted
better.
on that desk, Sarge would agree with it.
Hell yeah, he should have shitted and pissed all over the desk.
Well, that's why they have a lot.
On his hair and make it more orange.
Well, you know what? One thing about the Trump administration, it's going to be full of children. Unlike that spinster Kamala Harris.
Full of children. We don't need. Listen, hold on. Full of children. We don't need children running the government. We don't need children running the government.
You ain't got no future.
Wait. But you want children running? Sarge.
Childless future.
We don't need children running the
That's
government.
weak, Sarge, and you know it. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh no, I think I'm making a very strong argument here.
No,
that one was the party of abortion. She's in the party of abortion, killing children. And Elon Musk is absolute represents fecundity in all of its forms.
His nose all over, his snot all over the desk.
Again, that's what children do. Children tend to do that. Now, you ought to admonish a child not to do it anymore.
You reaching, Sarge. You reaching.
But that's what children do.
Reaching.
And like I said, I don't see, I'm kind of encouraged by seeing people close to the presidency who believe in fecundity rather than childlessness and baby killing. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
You sound like a zealot, Sarge.
Baby's mama.
And so you don't want to comment on what I just said. You want to talk about me again, right?
Y'all talk about single mothers all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Well, again, I mean, there is a time and place in which having a child is better than others. It is better to have them in a marriage. But look, I think it's better to have a child than to kill it. That's just me. Even if it's a bad situation,
listen.
It's better to have a child.
Sarge, listen. What you
Nobody's killing children.
What you are agreeing to?
Sarge, when were you? Wait a minute.
And see,
every one of us.
See how he doesn't.
Every single.
He's a very.
Sorry, listen. I want you to listen, brother. Brother, listen. What you agreeing to?
One of us living today is at the stage where these babies get
Oh,
killed.
don't start all the yelling, man. Don't
I mean,
start the
why
yelling.
can't you can never get beyond that, and you never want to address it.
All right, well, shut up. One at a time. Listen. So what you agreeing to is that was a little bastard. That was a little bastard that was rubbing boogers on that desk. Okay?
No, Elon
Musk is not married to that damn mother. Elon Musk is not married to that mother. He's not married to that mother, and that little boy was a bastard rubbing boogers on that desk.
And if he was still a bastard human being, so what?
Y'all always talk about single black women, single black mamas.
Single mothers.
I ain't never been down on no child for the circumstances in which they were conceived.
Get the fuck out of here.
You are.
That's your theme, talking negatively about single mothers, mainly black ones.
Well, that's the mother.
And now you love bastard boogers.
That's not
you
the
talking
child.
about you loving bastard boogers
it's not
now.
on the child.
Take the white kids.
Nobody's putting it on the child. You guys act like you're putting it on the child. I'm not doing it.
Sarge, you always do. Go ahead, Alicia.
No, I'm thinking about the circumstance of single childhood not being optimal.
Well, go ahead, Elisa.
But Tyrone, can I say
you
this?
can't understand it. You have a trouble with concepts, man.
Hold on,
you really do.
But see, Elon Musk's lifestyle. He has 12 children, and I'm not sure. It's the first set with his wife. I don't know how many times he's been married, but at least he's been married one time.
Got different baby mama.
Wife, and those first children.
He has two, I
but
think,
his,
wives,
but his,
2 or 3. And this one little boy,
with,
he has 2 other siblings, I think. He was with
yeah,
Brian.
But y'all have to look up. But look up. But wait a minute. But look up. But my point I'm trying to make, how those children got here. Now, as with the Republican Party, that Elon Musk's lifestyle and how he got his children fits more in style with fits more in style with a Kamala Harris America. And I'll explain to you why. You have to look up how those children were conceived and how they were born here.
You're going somewhere with it, I see.
And the Republican Party, they're trying to get rid, as they call us, the baby killers. One just called us that, killing babies. And that has completely screwed with what? The whole thing in dealing with in vitro and all of those things. Clinics had to close in certain red states because of the involvement of the in vitro fertilization and all of the good things that had involved. Because when this life began. So that completely contradicts each other right there. And that's all dealing with the woman's body. So when you're not about women's body and all of these different things and abortions, they stuck their foot over into all of that scientific territory in which how Elon Musk brought 10 of his children here that way.
Wait a minute, hold on. So are you saying that all of Elon's kids is by IVF?
I did say all of them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the timeline. But I said probably 10 of them are.
Well, so Elon Musk might still be technically a virgin, huh? He might be a virgin, huh?
No,
you don't have to have sex to have IVF. You just got to take the stuff out.
No, he's not no virgin.
He's
not a virgin.
Oh no.
From my understanding, his first baby died from SIDS. Well, how many ever weeks old it was. I took the time to find this out because I'm curious. The first baby, his first child, so he says, so they say, him and that wife of his died of SIDS.
Yeah,
and when that happened, they went straight to the clinic and they doing, I don't know, it's different ones. In vitro, you have the distos, all of that involved. I never used
eggs, freezing eggs.
They went and did, they ran and they did that, and then they had their twins.
after the first baby died from SIDS. So all of his children, he used those methods. Whatever the methods from that, the methods, there's information out there where it can all be looked up. Because some of the baby mamas ran their mouth and talked. One of the last baby mama, they used the vitros, the things that you do when you mix it up and however you do it and you put it up. They even used a surrogate. So I wonder how many surrogates are in that as well. So Elon is not more of a
He's like
Trump
Michael
make
Jackson.
America great. Yeah, he is he fits more in with Kamala Harris America, who's about all of the things, the science and the this and the that. That's what he fits in. So don't get it twisted. You have to look into how his children came to be. Some of the same things that women were fighting for. So I just said that to kind of contradict what Sarge was saying, because that's not true. You
Yeah,
gotta
that whole
look
party
at
is
how
screwed up.
people. It is it's crazy.
Okay, I'd like to ask you guys about a legal initiative that just started in Ohio by, of course, you guessed it, Democrats. It's a law they just proposed in Ohio, and the name of it is, now wait for it now, Conception Begins at Erection Act. And what it would do is, now I'm not making this up. So help me God, you go to Ohio State Legislature.
Here we go.
Okay, so we don't need to argue about whether or not it's real. And now
Yes,
can we look at the desperation? Wait, come on, Jay, let me finish. I get to the point. Don't ramble. Let me get to the point. I'm getting to the point. It's the desperation by which Democrats seek to find some sort of analog with the male reproductive process and pregnancy in women. There is no such analog. It cannot be made. It cannot be done.
Okay,
Let
him finish, Sarge. Let him finish.
Please, will you stop?
I thought you finished. Continue.
I'm never more than 2 minutes.
Keep going.
Never. I'm never more, except when you interrupt me. All right, again, there is no analog between male reproductive process and the female reproductive process, because the sperm cell is not a human being. Neither is an egg. It takes 46 chromosomes to make a human being. They have to combine. So conception does not begin at erection. It doesn't. There's no way they can make the analog work. It's not possible. They're doing it out of spite and vindictiveness and grievance. It has nothing to do with making any
That's not what the law is about.
Let him finish.
Any kind of sense. Nothing. They're not doing it for that reason. They're vindictive and they're full of grievance. It's stupid as well as unscientific.
Do you understand what the law says, rather than what you think it
I
says?
understand what it says. I tell you what it says. I got the bill right in front of me.
What does it say?
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me get. Okay, the bill says that it is illegal to discharge genetic material unless you intend to create a life. That's in the damn bill. Now,
that's what it says.
Okay.
Hold on, Sarge. Nothing to do with
conception. Wait a minute. Here's the worst part of it for them. They're getting rid of one of their most important constituencies, homosexuals. Homosexuals punking in the booty? You mean to tell me
it has nothing to do with conception?
And they didn't know?
Okay, so hold on, Sarge. Let me ask
Sarge
you.
is way too interested in the booty.
He love going.
Hold on. Let me ask Sarge this right here.
No. I'm responding to what's in the fucking
Why do they
law,
always?
man.
Why they always trying to shoot in the back door?
Fuck you yelling.
Why you brought it up?
The intent to procreate,
You like to bring things like that up.
Okay, let me ask you this right here. Sarge.
You're not even listening. All you want to do is
You love that shit.
Okay, but let me ask you, Sarge. Do you know?
You love it.
Address the issue.
You love it.
I'm getting ready to address the issue. Listen, do you know that?
This dumbass law.
Shut up.
He just keep going. He loves that.
Okay, can you shut up for 1 second, please? Can you shut up for 1 second? Sorry. Do you know the steps of conception or what's involved in conception?
What is your point, Tyrone?
I'm talking about your law. I'm asking you.
I don't know anything about it, Tyrone. Why don't you enlighten me? I don't know anything about it.
Well, you got to have a woman. You got to have a woman and some eggs, right? And then you got to have a male and some sperm.
Well, women are not eggs.
I'm asking you. Okay, listen to what I'm saying.
I don't know anything about the concept. I don't know anything about it. You enlighten me. That's right. I don't know anything about it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to have a woman and some eggs.
Keep going.
You got to have a woman and some eggs, and then you got to have a male and some sperm, and then the next step is those two things got to come together and be fertilized, right? That's conception, right?
Okay, and
Okay. So that's conception. We agree with that. So if you take one of those parts out, you don't have conception no more, do you?
And again, the law says.
Hold on. I'm asking you a question.
At erection. So if you have a nocturnal emission, you violated this fucking law, you idiot.
Listen, stay with me.
You're a criminal under Ohio law.
Right. Stay with me. If you take any of those parts out.
Do you not read what the goddamn bill says?
Okay, you gonna listen to me, damn it. I know it hurts. But if you take any of those parts out.
You think you gotcha, and you ain't ready.
I ain't got. I'm trying to have a conversation with you talking about your fucking law. Can you please shut up? So if you take. Listen, if you take one of those parts out, you don't have conception, right? If you take the eggs out, if you take the sperms out, if you take the fertilization out, you don't have conception, right? There's no way you can have conception without those three elements, right? So if you take the eggs out, you don't have conception. If you take the sperm out, you don't have. If you take the fertilization out, you don't have conception. So in order for the woman to make the eggs, I think that's called ovulation. And in order for the male to ejaculate a sperm, he has to have an erection in order to do, right? So the bill makes plenty of motherfucking sense, you moron. Good Lord.
Okay, let me tell you what the author of the bill makes sense. You don't want to fucking believe me. This is what the
well, I just taught you science. I just taught you biology, and you don't want to say thank you.
I'm going to the horse's ass mouth. It's her mouth that says this, not Sarge. Will you shut the fuck up a minute so I can get it out?
Oh, God.
All right, look. The woman's name is Anita Samani, and a co-author is Tristan Rader. And this is a quote from them. I watched their news conference. Fair is fair. If this legislator is so dedicated to regulating women's bodies and their access to contraceptives and abortion care, then let's start policing men in the same way. After all, it does take two to tango, right? Now, she goes on to say, our bill would make it illegal to discharge semen or genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
Okay,
if you
listen.
find the language in the bill to be absurd, then maybe you should find any bill attempting to restrict reproductive freedoms absurd as well. So in other words, if you have a wet dream, God damn it, you're a fucking criminal.
Okay, so hold on, listen. I agree with that bill, right? Okay, I'm going to mute you for a second. Listen, I agree with that bill. Hold on, I just muted Sarge for a second. I agree with that bill because what they're doing, what the Republicans do, is those three processes that I just talked about. They're making when those three processes come together illegal. So they're trying to say no abortion after those three processes, right? That's what the Republicans are doing. What he just said, this lady has done, is said, okay, so you want to make that illegal? We're gonna make this process illegal whenever you get any erection or jack off or whatever, because you're messing up the conception part. Once you do that, Sarge, once you and Mr. Solution do that all over each other, yeah, I mean, you need to be locked up for that shit, Sarge. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Tyrone.
Your mic back open. Your mic back open, Sarge.
I have a thought about this. It's also to stop, the white man from just coming over and, busting on a chick back and then leaving,
Lock him up.
So in other words, Mr. Blockhead, you're trying to tell me that potential human life, which is a sperm, and an egg, they're potential because they're not a human being until they combine and make what is necessary to gestate and grow a human being. They're not. They're just
You're
potential.
ignoring.
They're like potential.
You're ignoring that. That's
so
part of.
you're telling me that is the same thing as aborting a child that has begun to grow and live. Because every one of us was at that stage once, unless you were spawned in some kind of laboratory somewhere.
It's part of conception. That's part of conception. I don't know what to tell you, sir.
Yeah, so that's how it works. But it doesn't work until they get together, not when they're sitting around in your ball sack and you got a hard on.
Well, it sounds like you trying to stay out of jail, sir. It sounds like you trying to stay out of jail.
You're
So
telling me
please,
like you're incapable of understanding what concepts behind even stupid ass laws are.
it sounds like
I'm
you're
looking
really
at the
you're really
concept
trying to
that
work
the
on.
woman expressed when she wrote the law. She said what her rationale was.
Sarge, listen, you're really trying to stay out of jail, so stop doing whatever it is you're doing to yourself.
See, like I said, you're not
I
addressing the issue. You just
I
talk
don't
about
even know why he worried
got your
about it.
ass
He
again,
live in
nigga.
Georgia.
I
That's
got
in
your ass
Ohio.
again. You ain't got
What
no
the fuck?
real answer. You
I don't-
want to admit how stupid these fucking Democrats are.
I don't want you to
That's
get
all.
locked up. I don't want you to get locked up. So quit whatever it is you're doing.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
Hey,
hold
Sarge
on.
live in Georgia, so he cannot
That's
turn
right. I
on
wanted to
YouTube
hear what
as
Joe
much
had
as
to
he
say.
wants to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let Joe go. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, first of all, this is the kind of bullshit that these guys email to each other. Look how outrageous this is. Basically, it has nothing to do with ejaculation. It has everything to do with having sex with intent to have a child. That's what the law says, not what Sarge interprets it. Well, beyond all that, your damn Speaker of the House, didn't he have some sort of like a celibacy pact with his son? It's the same thing.
Again, the woman said if you discharge semen.
Sarge,
That's
I don't care.
word.
Sarge,
How do you
I
think
care what
semen
those.
gets discharged? Do you know the
Oh,
reproductive
Lord.
process in men? Because I do. I'll explain
Sarge,
to you how
Sarge,
ejaculation occurs in a man.
Sarge,
There's a
Sarge,
scientific way
I
it
don't
occurs.
care
Man, you asked for
what
too
she
much there,
said.
Joe.
I care what the law says. See, this is the funny part about these guys. They say all this shit outside of the
He
law.
finna go
But when
crazy.
you get to the legal shit, they don't say this stuff. So this is what I'm saying. The law specifically says it's you cannot have sex unless it's to intend to have a child. It's nothing to do with ejaculation. Ejaculation is only one part of the process. It doesn't make it easy. You can jerk off all you
How
want.
you prove intent?
You can jerk
How
off
you gonna
all
prove
you
intent?
want. Again,
How you
you
gonna
can
prove
jerk off
intent?
all you want, Sarge. It's not illegal to do that. They can never make it illegal.
Coitus is a crime now? Coitus interruptus.
No.
Huh?
It never said that.
No.
None of it said that.
No. If you pull out before you bust that nut, have you committed a crime in Ohio if this law passes?
What the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong
Apparently
with
so,
Sarge?
right?
Go to
Apparently
jail.
so.
I swear to God, man, I know you don't want to answer because you know what the answer is.
Go to
I
jail.
just
Stop
did.
doing that
I
shit.
just
Stop
did.
doing that shit.
Yeah, it said sex should be with the intent of having a child. Other than that, it's illegal. Okay.
Sarge, when you go up
You
to
still want to
Ohio,
admit how crazy these
just
goddamn Democrats are. You'll
hey,
do
just don't
anything
be
to
up
make
there
that
doing that
conviction.
shit, man. When you up in Ohio, don't do that shit. Do that shit in Georgia.
Sarge, you
Well,
are really
that's another
passionate.
state I'm crossing off my list. I got California, New York, now Ohio. If they pass this shit, ain't no fucking way I'm ever coming up to Ohio.
Well,
Then
I
don't
would say
Well,
you can.
Denmark said they wouldn't mind taking California. They got a petition, 200 signatures, to have California become a part of Denmark.
So are you saying you won't go to Ohio? Let me ask you.
Just give us support. You
Are
can
you
take the
are
rest
you
of that
saying?
fucking state with you.
Let me ask you a question. Are you saying you won't go to Ohio because you can't release yourself in Ohio? Is that what you're saying?
If they pass this law, I will not set foot in Ohio. I said I am conditioning it on them passing this law. If they pass this law,
Ohio will miss you, Sarge. Ohio will really miss you.
Ohio.
Well, I'm just asking you because otherwise, without that exception, listen, brother, hold on.
He don't want to squirt
Listen,
in
Sarge.
Ohio.
Listen, Sarge. Without that law, it seemed like
He
you'd
don't
be
wanna
fine.
squirt.
It seemed like you'd be fine in Ohio without that law, and that law is asking you not to do a certain thing.
He
So
don't.
are you?
He's gonna do it.
You gonna do
I heard you. That's why I'm not going there if they pass this
Because
law.
he goes so
Well,
high.
so you
All
better rush.
goddamn women gonna move to Ohio now.
Yeah. You better rush and get it in,
Hey, I'm
Sarge.
not gonna miss something. I don't go to Ohio much anyway. It got bother me a
Yeah.
bit. But
You
the
better
crazy
rush and
people
I don't want you to go to
hey,
jail.
get
the
your
So.
crazy legislators, like this crazy ass woman in that motherfucker. You better get rid of her ass.
Nah, I agree
I'm
with
going to write her. I'm
No,
going to write her
honestly-
and tell her to put an addendum in to eliminate Benoit balls during the process.
Oh,
Because I
Lord, here
think
we go with
Benoit
that.
balls
That
should
nigga
be
get
All right.
in too, because that'll get you in trouble
Nah,
too.
listen, I agree with.
Hey,
I
these
agree with.
motherfuckers, hey, one thing about Democrats, man, they will regulate the fuck out you, including you busting a goddamn nut. Whether it's with Benoit balls or any other damn thing.
I agree
Yeah,
with.
Sarge,
I agree
That's
with.
one thing Democrats do. They love to regulate your behavior.
No, I agree with the
Yeah.
spirit. I agree with the spirit of the law because we got all kind of laws against women.
Yeah, I knew
and
you would, you simp.
there is no law that regulates
I knew you'd
men.
agree with it.
There is no law that regulates men whatsoever. So
Yeah, you just want men regulated for whatever reason. Because women can't come up here and they just can't kill their children on a whim.
Yeah,
No,
you know what,
Okay,
Tyrone?
fine. Okay,
You're gonna have
if that's the way you feel about it, I get it. I get that.
you're gonna have them
but
storm the
hold on. The
Capitol again.
reverse argument is men are killing children left and right. Just like you be leaving that stuff on Mr. Solution back, you killing children.
You mean 63? When did men kill 63 million people? We got 63 million people killed in the United States since Roe
Tyrone, man.
63 million
Now
potentially born
that shit
human
gonna be
beings.
against the goddamn law in Ohio.
63 million. Hey, all the murders in the United
They're gonna
States
storm the
since the
Capitol
began
again, man.
haven't killed that many people.
Yeah, they're gonna storm the Capitol so that men have a right to jerk off in every state.
Now, like I said, see, this is what I mean, man. This is what I mean. See, this is what I mean. See, right away, man, you're avoiding dealing with everything I say because you go up there.
I'm trying to deal with it. I'm trying to deal with it.
You tried to come up here saying men kill all these people, and men ain't killed 63 million people in the whole of the United States since the United States began.
So
Not
I
even
bet
close.
you kill 63 million people in your bedroom at night. You be killing a lot of people.
Sarge,
Hey, there's a bitch.
I think you ought to get your hands around
Only
this
you
one,
would
Sarge.
think they're people. A sperm cell is a person now.
Hey, what you need to be explaining is there's jury between you and Mr. Solution.
Tyrone, when you busted your nut that led to the conception of your children, millions of them didn't make the grade. They got done away with. They just got absorbed in your wife's cervix. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
they didn't have no. You wasted millions of human beings right there, didn't you?
I guess so.
I think you ought to wrap your arms around this one, Sarge.
I probably should go to
put
jail.
both hands
You
on it.
need to go to jail, Tyrone, because you wasted sperm.
I probably need to be locked up there. I guess they need to lock me up.
Yeah, you need to be locked up. Get locked up, motherfucker. Turn
Goddamn
yourself
serial
in
killer.
Shit, Ohio.
Yeah, serial killer, Tyrone. You're a serial killer.
Turn
You kill
yourself
millions.
in, Tyrone. You're guilty as hell. You're a guilty man, Tyrone. That's
guess
something to
I
turn
am.
yourself in to legislator Romani.
I guess I am.
Mhm.
I guess I need to
Yep,
be
you
locked up.
sent all them children down the drain, man. You could have had like 200, 300 kids by now, Tyrone.
One cup of semen, you got a couple million potential babies right there, man.
But Sarge really
Am I
seems
crazy? Am I
Sarge really
crazy or
seems
could?
concerned though. Sarge really seems worried.
That's what I'm saying. Am I crazy or is it just me or could Sarge have brought this subject up without referring to homosexual booty holes?
Because it would make illegal one of their activities of their favorite constituencies. That's why I brought it up. They don't think about nothing when they do this shit. They don't think anything through. What they are saying would literally make illegal one of the favorite sexual activities of one of the most important constituencies.
Okay. That's weird.
You're not going to answer that one
Okay, Sarge, hold on.
Hey, if you think about it, that's
No,
exactly
Sarge.
what it's going to do.
Listen. I'm compelled to ask. You said the dumb shit. How do you know
What did I say that was dumb?
that? How do you know the favorite activity of a homosexual?
Because they say so. Because I follow very closely what they're trying to do, and I listen to what they say. And they talk about, have you ever seen the Gay Straight Lesbian Education Network? The Gay Straight Lesbian Education Network.
You want to rephrase that?
Oh, no.
You want to rephrase
community,
that
and they regularly
you
go
want
to
to
school,
rephrase your
and they
words?
inform them about the practices
You
of
listen to what
homosexuality
they do.
so the children can become useful
You
allies.
listen to what they say.
This is what I mean about you. You don't want to hear nothing but the truth.
Rephrase
Every
what you
stupid
said.
thing you say to me, I
crazy.
can cut you off at the pass and chop you up. You can't pull nothing over on me.
You chopped yourself up right now.
All right, so you don't want to. Okay, we're through with this conversation. I can see now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think
All you
you're a
wanna
little
do-
bothered.
All you want
I
to do is
think
crack, right?
No,
I
You
think
ain't
you're a
got
little
I think
bothered by
about
this.
it, do you?
when it comes to subjects like this, we need to, reference our regular gay expert ABC. I'll be sure to bring this up on the show.
I think
Let's talk about that.
we can move past this.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you talk about it.
We can move past this because I don't think we're getting nowhere.
Hey, look, man, I'm just telling you, I keep very close tabs on what this LGBTQIA agenda is doing, because they're trying to wreck the culture. They're trying to destroy this culture.
I don't think nobody disbelieves you.
All right, so that's how I know. Not because I'm in the booty hole.
Yeah, hey, on another note, hey, Tyrone, did you hear about the Cubans? What's going on with the Cubans?
With the what?
What?
The Cubans. Okay, so there's a bunch of Cubans that are in Florida that basically came in under the asylum laws, and they've been under these laws for a while. The problem is a bunch of them went back to Cuba for vacation and to visit relatives.
Yeah, I mean the Cubans and the Venezuelans down there in Florida, man, are catching hell, man.
Yeah, but here, think about what I just said though. If you are here under asylum, you're basically saying
they're not going to let them come back, because why would you go back to a place you're seeking asylum from?
Not a problem. Yeah.
So they're about to get deported, and this is the find out phase of the fuck around part.
Well,
that's some great Cuban news. That's some great Cuban news.
They voted for it, so I mean it is what it is. Sarge, what do you think about all these deportations of the Venezuelans and the Cubans that voted for Trump?
Couldn't come fast enough.
Huh?
They're going too slow as far as I'm concerned.
They what?
They're going too slowly as far as I'm concerned. I love Trump's diplomatic triumphs over this matter.
But listen to my question. They voted for your guy. They helped him win.
Who did?
The Venezuelans and the Cubans that voted for Trump, they are getting deported. How do you feel about that?
I don't think they voted for him to allow illegal aliens to stay in the United States. If they did, they should have known better, because he said loud and clear what he intended to do. If they can't listen, they need to take the wax out of their ears and listen more closely next time, if they object to it.
Damn. I see how much you appreciate.
I don't know a presidential candidate who has made his position on the matter more clear than Donald Trump did. I don't think it's possible to do that.
Damn. You're talking about loyalty.
I agree. Tyrone, I agree with that. Sarge is on the money with that.
But
Donald Trump made it clear.
I'm thinking
he made it clear. He never lied to them. He didn't lie to them. He did not mislead them.
But I'm thinking
Sarge is 100% right. And if any illegal happened to manage to vote, which they probably didn't, but if any illegal happened to manage to vote for Donald Trump, Sarge agreed with you. They should have known better.
Well, but I was thinking that maybe he should support them because they were MAGA. So you just throw a MAGA under the bus, huh?
No, I'm glad they voted for Trump. But man, if they look, you're supposed to vote with your eyes open, especially when the candidate is open about his intentions as Trump is. I mean, you ain't got no excuse for not knowing what he wants to do.
And listen, let me be correct. Let me be correct. I'm not talking about illegal people voting. Illegal people can't vote in this country. Okay, that's whenever I'm speaking, I ain't talking about illegal voting.
These are legal citizens that got the right to vote. Voted they motherfucking ass stoned the fuck out.
Good Lord.
Did you see the information they discovered, what Doge discovered, that about 13,000 people using the same social security number voted in the Arizona 2020 presidential election? They got the receipts now. Don't tell me that's just made up.
You is making that up.
They're making that up all the way.
Did you watch Tabitha speak?
See what? Hold on. What's this lady?
On YouTube, she got a short clip. Donald Trump revokes deportation protections for Venezuelans. You should check it out.
Oh, he did?
Because,
my goodness.
Yeah. Look that one up. Donald Trump revokes deportation protections for Venezuelans.
Damn.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
And then she
revoke
opens up. It's a black lady. I like she has a political channel. And Tabitha.
Tabitha.
Check that one out. You should play it, Tyrone.
I think what he has done is to review those who received temporary protected status and is revoking the status of those whom he thinks should not have received it. and that's what he's supposed to do in his executive authority.
Tyrone, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking up. What's the name of the video? I'm on her channel, but I can't find the video.
Tabitha. It's Tabitha Speaks Politics.
No, I'm saying what's the name of the video? I'm on her channel.
Donald Trump revokes deportation protections for Venezuelans.
Because again, so many of them were granted a temporary protected status of parole.
You already apologizing for them. Damn, we can't even hear the video, and you already apologizing.
I don't have the video yet, but I'm looking for the video now.
God damn, man!
I'm familiar with the issue.
Thirsty for Trump.
I'm familiar with the issue, Oswald. I've already looked into it.
Thirsty for Trump.
I already looked into it.
Because you know what they playing salsa music and she's dancing her little salsa while they singing. I will vote
for Donald Trump.
And they, it's funny.
Biden just made a wholesale abuse of the temporary protected status and parole process. He completely abused it.
But what about when the Cubans, if they can touch the sand, or was it the Haitians or whoever?
Wet foot, dry foot. Wet foot, dry foot.
Cubans, wet foot, dry foot.
Oh, you said Donald Trump revokes, right?
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Revoked it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's his prerogative.
Okay.
He's responsible for immigration enforcement. And Biden completely abused the intent of the parole and temporary protective status provisions in the immigration law. And he's reviewing it and revoking Biden's actions. Gee, surprise, surprise.
But they're not.
That's what I don't get.
They're not really spending a lot of people back.
Right.
They're spending a lot of money, and they're not. It might be 100 here, 100 there. It's not like, and they're flying those military planes that cost a lot of money.
$1 million a flight.
$59 million they just clawed back from one freaking hotel that FEMA illegally authorized to pay to that hotel. $59 million. And then he fired the CEO executives of FEMA who are responsible for it. They fired 4 of them for illegally giving New York City $59 million for one damn luxury hotel to house illegal aliens.
All right, so hold on for a minute. Here it goes.
Getting rid of these people is going to cost us less money than keeping them here.
You're yelling.
Yes, I know I am, because I'm about to get interrupted somewhere. I know. I want to get it out before I get interrupted. But again, it is costing us more money to keep them here than to send them back.
If you shut up, we got a video playing.
Okay, hold on, Sarge.
Damn, man. I'm talking as long as you do.
Shut your ass up.
Okay, Sarge, I'm gonna start it again. Hold on.
Trump revokes deportation protections for 300,000 Venezuelans, despite their overwhelming support.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
Cha. They chopped our train right over back to the border.
Trump.
Oh, she dancing.
And she's doing her little salsa while this is going on.
So I'm sending them back.
Do it, Tabitha.
Everybody together, okay?
Everybody get on the plane. We all going back home.
Listen, Venezuelans, don't be mad with me because those was your people. And don't be mad with me because I did what needed to be done. On November 5th, I went into the voting booth and I voted in the best interest of my community, the Black community, knowing that it would be best for your community, the entire Hispanic community, the entire Palestinian community, the entire Muslim community. I voted in the best interest of what would be best for all of us. And y'all went into the voting booth and y'all voted for Donald Trump. play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But I do truly wish you all the best of luck.
Oh
I
yeah.
will
But
Donald
Donald Trump.
Yeah, they was doing that at a Trump rally. They was actually performing that at a Trump rally.
A Trump rally, yes they were. And y'all saying it wrong. Y'all saying it wrong. It's I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote, not vote for Donald Trump.
I'm gonna stick to the music part. Yeah, that shit was jamming, nigga.
They was jamming. They was jamming. I gotta give it to them.
That damn
They
cowbell
was
had
jamming.
me going, boy.
Yeah, they was getting it. They was arriba. They was getting it. And Betty Hernandez, Taco Bell, arriba. They was
Hey,
smoking.
nigga,
So Sarge, I guess we on the same side with this conversation here, huh?
No, man, Trump is doing them a favor. He's doing the nation of Venezuela a favor. We're being told that all these illegal aliens are the hardest working, most industrious people in the history of mankind, and we're blessed to get them. Well, Trump's doing Venezuela a favor by setting their asses back so they can be industrious and hard working in their own goddamn country. I think he's doing them a good turn.
I don't think he's doing. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's be honest about Venezuela. Most likely, when them people get killed, get to Venezuela, Maduro gonna
they go back there.
Maduro gonna kill every damn one of them.
So wait a minute, now, so let me get this straight. Now you telling me that the welcoming country of Venezuela, the president, by the name, his name is Petro. He's not Maduro.
Well, who's Maduro? Who's Maduro?
Gustavo Petro is the president of Venezuela, and he was saying, he was bragging about, he was warning Trump. Well, he wasn't going to listen to Donald Trump, and he wasn't taking none of them back. And you bring your tariff war on, because Venezuela is going to resist, because we have the blood of the people in our veins who resisted the conquistadors, and we don't like nobody but the white farm boys and the black people who showed the United States what freedom is all about, and we resist all this. We don't like your oil. We don't like blah, blah, blah.
damn, what is
this
this dude saying?
This motherfucker came like a cheap goddamn suit when Trump said, hey, you got 38% of your economy here, and I'm working 25% tariffs on you if you don't take your people back, and after the first week, it's going to 50%. That motherfucker folded up the next goddamn day.
And that's fine.
Whoa!
That's fine. That's fine. I'm glad he fell.
Oh, yeah.
He did fall. He did
So
fall.
you mean he all full of heat in his chest, prancing around in whatever room he prancing around in it, like he's some sort of WWE fucking wrestler. Nigga, calm the fuck down.
Let me make this point clear. Let me hold on, Sarge. Sarge, listen. Let me just make this point. The fact that President Trump,
he gonna fight Trump.
Okay, listen. I just want to so everybody can be clear. So these people voted. So the fact that Donald Trump is revoking protections mean that those people was over here legally because they had some type of government protection in America, and Donald Trump is revoking that protection. So they wasn't over here illegal because he wouldn't have.
You didn't hear what I said, did you? You're not paying any attention to what I said. So I guess it doesn't matter what I say because you don't even need to respond to it. Did you hear what I said?
Well, I was okay. Listen, I was trying to be clear because every time you're talking this way, you're thinking that we're protecting illegal people, right? Nobody said anything about illegal people voting, and I wanted to highlight the fact that there's a revocation going on by the president of the United States, which means there was policy put in place to protect those people. So that's all I was trying to. I wasn't necessarily talking to you. I just wanted to clear that up for the conversation. Good Lord.
I understand they technically had the status of temporary protected status or parole. They had one or the other or both. But I'm telling you, Trump looked at what was done and how they gained that status, and he thinks it was improper and an abuse of the process. That's why he revoked it. He didn't just revoke it for arbitrary reasons. In his estimation, which is his right to do as president, he decided to revoke that privilege and that status. They don't have a right to it. They only have a right to it if the enforcing authority thinks it was done properly.
I don't think he even knows.
I think he does.
Well, I'm
very
against
much.
all.
No, I don't think you know. I don't think
knows.
you know what you're talking about. You're not
Tom
sure.
Homan definitely knows more than either you or me.
Well, I'm talking about you. Did I bring Tom Homan's name
You
up,
have
motherfucker?
to talk about me because you can't talk about anything else.
I'm just telling you, I don't believe you. What's wrong with that?
But have you a fuck less?
God
Don't believe
damn.
it. Come on. In fact, I tell you what, Thomas Ball, I don't want you to believe nothing I say. You hear me? That's gonna be my default position with your motherfucking ass from now on.
Calm down, Sarge. Calm down.
So
Calm
believe
down,
it,
man.
goddamn thing. Water is wet, nigga. You ain't got
Take
to
a
fucking
breath,
believe it.
man. Take a breath. Take a breath. Breathe.
Don't believe it. Hear me?
Calm
I said,
down.
don't believe it.
Go ahead, Elisa.
Tyrone.
Uh-huh.
But has anyone heard anything? Because this is the group that I'm concerned about. The Haitians, like, especially the ones in Springfield, Ohio. Those, because they have been such a great asset. They really have. To Springfield, they really, really have. And my voice is about leaving me, guys. I'm sorry, so I'm doing the best I can. So I'm very concerned about them, but I haven't really been hearing. Has anyone heard anything from the administration about them? Because they have really been an asset. And the community people there, the people that live in that area, they want them to say they wanted them. So I haven't heard anything about them.
Yeah, I haven't
clear
heard anything.
asset.
I haven't heard anything about the Springfield people. Who's this unknown caller?
Sarge, have you?
It's me, Tyrone. I'm sorry. It's cool.
What's up, cuz?
Hey.
Hey, Sarge, Lisa asked you a question, and cuz you can go after Sarge.
Okay.
Have you heard anything about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio? Now, they are an absolute asset. If they were not here illegally at all, they were given permission to be here. That is the group that my concern is with. I don't give a shit about a Venezuelan. My concern is with, I'm sorry, but I have to be honest, with them. Have you heard anything, or what is your opinion on that? Because I really do feel for them. They have been an asset.
Well, look, I think that Donald Trump and his team are reviewing everything case by case. They are prioritizing who they're going after. It may very well be they're going to leave not Haitians, but any immigrant community that does not cause any trouble other than being here illegally toward the bottom of the list. But I am sure at some point, if the resources are available, he will get to every single one of them that he can. But as of now, they're probably not a priority, nor should they be, given the magnitude of the problem his administration faces.
All right. Cuz, what's up?
I was just wondering. Thanks.
What's up, cuz? How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, baby, how you doing, man? I just don't appreciate the way Trump and Elon Musk is going into these programs. See, everybody, and even Sarge is up there backing them for whatever they do, but they don't know. All them tariffs and everything, it's going to trickle down to the small man. When you buy a can of soda, it's going to cost you more. When you buy a can of soup, it's going to cost you more. Now, when I bought a dozen of eggs the other day, it was $7.95. Damn. $7.95. I'll never do it again. But even the fruit, he's sitting up there grandstanding that he's putting tariffs on this and on that. We depend on crude oil from, I think it's Tyrone, Colombia or whatever. But they said, go ahead and put tariffs on us, and we can put tariffs on you. Now here goes Trump sitting up in a meeting today with Putin, feeding Putin, saying that Biden, Putin and Trump both agree that Biden was the cause of this war in Ukraine.
That's crazy.
He's agreeing with Putin on the front stage. He's agreeing with Putin. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's traitorous right there.
Not when the evidence shows that is probably true coming out of USAID. We've got how the Euro modern color revolution was financed.
No, listen, Sarge. Hold on. Let Cuz finish. You shut up. Sarge, there's no way in the world you can.
USAID.
He can't wait to jump out the window.
Cutting them programs. But you know what? That money is for those researchers to handle stuff abroad so it won't reach here. Over there in Africa, when AIDS is running rampant, You know, they are allocating that money for those Africans over there in certain Sudan and some of those countries over there in Africa. They don't have the resources to fight off them kind of diseases. So what we do, we send money, millions and billions of dollars over there for research. He wants to cut that, and guess what? When that stuff starts coming over here, then he's going to say, "Oh, it'll be too late then." You know, that's why he doesn't understand. That's why they allocate billions of dollars abroad so they can fight that stuff over there, polio and all that kind of mess. You can hear that coming back now. Somebody said something about polio. Well, we fought that over there. You know, where it's really rampant over there. You know, like I said, the Africans over there with the AIDS. You know, that's where it started coming from. And then we got to hold on it. We got it. They have medicines here that you can't hardly detect the HIV virus. Why? Because they were handling it over there with the scientists and whatever. Now they pulling that money from them. Stop. Boom. Pause. Stop everything. Now you watch. He's going to be sorry. It's going to be a lot of crazy mess with the next 4 years. And then Elon Musk is sitting on. Hey, look. Elon Musk is sitting. Elon Musk is sitting on there with the Indian.
I was referring to the complaint about Trump agreeing with whatever was implemented about the United States being responsible for the war in Ukraine. That was what I was referring to. Now the evidence that is being uncovered seems to support that contention. That yes, a great deal of the reason for it was the Euromaidan protest in 2014 that overthrew Russia-friendly Ukrainian President Yanukovych. And as a result, Putin got very angered about that coup that they staged against him that was engineered by Victoria Nuland and her minions in the United States State Department.
But why is he sitting on the front stage? Why is he sitting on the front stage with Putin, letting Putin tell him Biden is the one, and then he that created this mess?
Because it appears to be true.
Okay, Sarge, but if that's the case, why are you going to sit up there and go along with the man? Why are you going to go along with a dictator in front of the whole world?
To a war that has killed 2 million people? You think he's going to go over there and insult him unduly? No. If he tells the truth about something, why not? It helps them to gain some sort of leverage with him in order to end this god-awful war that threatens to get us involved in it. I don't want to see the American soldiers that are getting killed fighting the Russians. Do you?
Sarge, you're a traitor. Sarge is a traitor.
All right, then let's get this war over with and let him exercise his judgment and whatever it takes to obtain a concordat with, yes, a ruthless dictator like Putin. Let's end this damn war and this killing.
Sarge is a
cockroach. He's ate up.
Trump
and hundreds of billions of our dollars.
Sarge, you a traitor. You a fucking traitor, Sarge.
And you're a stooge for the military-industrial complex. Ain't this a bitch? No, all of a sudden you're a stooge for big government.
You a traitor.
Now, if there was anybody, if it was Richard Nixon in there, you wouldn't be saying this shit.
You damn. It ain't. It's
now,
Trump.
yes, I would say that if it was Richard Nixon, you sit on the world stage and you speak that talk. If any of that stuff that you're talking about is true, if any of it is true, it's a big if, because they lie. Everybody lies. You sit on the world stage and you put it out there like that. Ew, that's traitorous. That's traitorous.
Yeah, he's a traitor. Sarge
Traitorous to your country.
Again, he's trying to end the war that's killed millions of people and threatens to engulf us.
Screw that damn war. No. I don't agree. Screw that damn war. You don't do it like that. You don't do it like that.
We didn't have any security agreements.
Okay, so hold on.
Even in Vietnam, we at least had the Southeast Asian Treaty Organization. We had a deal with South Vietnam at least.
Okay, Sarge, let me see where your mind at, brother. Let me see where your mind at, brother. Who started the Ukraine war, Sarge? Let me just ask you like that.
Okay, the immediate cause, the most direct cause of it was the Russian invasion. Now, what's your next question?
Well, so hold on. Cuz just explained to you. Wait a minute, hold on. Shut up. Cuz just explained to you that is not who they saying started the damn war. You said,
Right.
Cuz, now didn't you just say that they said Biden started that war?
Okay, I didn't say that. The gentleman said it, and I said
you agree with it.
I know I said this. Let me say it again a different
You
way so
agreed
you
with
understand
it.
what I mean. Let me say what I mean. Do you mind?
We thought we got that. I don't know why you want to re-say
major
it.
contributor to the causes of the war.
Oh, so now you want to walk it back.
By pushing for NATO expansion.
Now you want to walk it back. You said it with your full chest.
That's why.
You said it with your full chest before.
And quit going after me, you ignorant son of a bitch.
It don't sound like the same enthusiasm now.
I mean,
you can tell when it gets
you
caught
just
up in something 'cause
verified.
he
I mean,
gets
this nigga
upset.
don't want to talk about nothing that actually happened. He just wants to get on me. Fuck him. He ain't worth the time it takes to talk to him.
Okay, well, you just verified. You just
And I'm
verified like
telling you right now, that Euromaidan protest and NATO expansion is what got Putin nervous. We weren't going to put up with Russian missiles 90 miles off our coast in Cuba.
So are you saying Biden started the war or what? What are you saying?
And Russia has been invaded
He
twice
just want to
in
hear
one
himself
century
talk now.
by hostile
Okay, so
powers.
you know you wrong. So you ain't trying to.
That's some word salad right there.
You know you
Word
wrong. So you
salad.
ain't trying to answer no question. You
That's
ain't
why
trying
you're
to.
historically ignorant.
You rambling now. You rambling.
No,
The
you don't do
Ukraine is
that.
a perfect avenue of invasion for Russia because of its flat steppes.
So okay, so one more time. Who started the war?
I just told you why, and I'm not answering again. I said Russia is the direct, immediate cause.
Okay, so Biden didn't start that war, right?
He contributed to it greatly.
I didn't ask you about any contributions. I didn't ask you about any contributions. I'm asking you who started the
Without that contribution, it probably would not have happened.
See, this is what being MAGA and a dumbass does. You have to bend
Start
over like a damn
boogieing all over the dance floor, man.
You have to wind yourself up like a contort yourself like a damn pretzel. Why can't you just answer simple questions? If you want too busy being a goddamn traitor, you can answer the goddamn question. You
know I did.
You so damn traitorous. You don't even know how to answer a straight question.
Answer because it doesn't go along with you.
Damn. Why don't you put up your hammer and
Hey,
sickle?
Tyrone.
What you with a hammer and sickle?
Then that's when he starts acting a fool.
Go ahead, Elisa.
God damn, man.
Oh, hey,
I gave you an answer. You don't like my answer. You never do.
Okay, let me.
Hey, Tyrone. This is before my.
Sweetheart, hold on, brother.
This is before my time. I saw this. Another political pundit was discussing this, and this really brought it back up. I don't know if a lot of you all probably have heard about. There was a bridge. There was an airline. I forget which airline that crashed off the 14th Street Bridge here in D.C. over to the Potomac. And during that time in Washington D.C., and this area was having a blizzard or back-to-back, it was awful. The subway crashed the same day that the bridge was. It crashed off the 14th Street Bridge and went over into the Potomac.
And the Potomac, right.
Yeah, and there was the subway crashed. 2 people got killed same day. It was a whole lot going on in the DMV area. Now, what was going on politically? Everybody can look this up. Ronald Reagan was having the biggest fight ever with air traffic control. Look all of this up. It was a big hoo-ha-ha. They were going back and forth. Bunch of them, he fired, quit, laid off a whole host of them. And when you do stuff because they could not come together to negotiate the thing, which is what we want. We want more. We want more air traffic controllers. We need this. This is to negotiate the deal. He got mad, said, screw y'all, and kicked them all to the curb. They couldn't get it together. Half of them was kicked out, a whole big bunch of things. And lo and behold, DC, the DMV, decided to have a horrible storm.
The ice and everything, the plane wasn't de-iced the way it was supposed to. And it went down, crashed in, tore up the 14th Street Bridge, and went straight into the Potomac. Now, whose fault was that? Because they didn't have the right people manning, a lot of things was wrong. It was just a hot-ass mess. Now, Tip O'Neill was part of the, y'all can look all this up, part of the Reagan administration. They could have blamed the other side, whoever was, the Democrats and that, they could have blamed the hell out of Ronald Reagan. Went up on the world TV and blamed Ronald Reagan, and he did this. But they did it. They did it when he played a role. We have never had a sitting president sit up with, a sitting president with other foreign leaders sit and blame another sitting president for that kind of stuff like that. That is, even though they should do it, they should do it. I agree with they should. If that other sitting president did a crookedness, but you're not going to get them to do it. That's treasonous. That's treasonous.
Right.
I understand this. I just told the Ronald Reagan and the bridge, the plane and the bridge, off the bridge, tear up the bridge in the water, just to give an example. That's why I brought that up. Just to give an example.
Yeah, but that wasn't due to air traffic control. That was due to pilot error and ice on the wings.
I said that. Yes, I said that.
That had everything to do with air traffic control.
I said that when I was doing my rant. I said that. That's what it was cost at. But the other side did not take the chance, and Tip O'Neill, who came out speaking, did not come out and blame Ronald Reagan. They came out and allowed him to speak to the people to heal the nation. That's what they did. Your president does not do things like that.
There was no reason to blame Reagan for that accident. There is a reason to blame Biden for Ukraine or Ukraine.
Okay, what are you not getting about what I... Hold on. Okay, y'all see he's not getting what I'm trying to say.
Right. I understand what you're saying. I understand. You're saying that a dictator sitting up there putting the head of state, our president, blaming him for this, that, and the other. Then you have a sitting president that's sitting up there going along with this dictator in Russia. Like now, oh yeah, you are right, Putin. It's ridiculous, man. I'm telling you.
You don't do that, and I said that if they would not have been right to blame Ronald Reagan because other things caused that, and the fact that they didn't blame Ronald Reagan speaks to they put the nation first when they could have took the cheap shots and lies and things like that. That the Trump administration is doing. I don't believe
Sister Lisa, it's really hard to do that when your cheeks is up in there and you letting Putin do what he want to do back there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's all. When Putin got control of you, got a hold of you, that's what we're seeing. Somebody that has Donald Trump with his orange behind compromised. That is what we're seeing. And y'all, you know it. That's what you're seeing. And let's stop making excuses for it.
Okay, I understand your argument of it being inappropriate. I get that. And I'll admit to you, I don't think any other president other than Donald Trump would have done it. But you know what? Donald Trump thinks completely outside the box. Whether I agree with him, whether you agree with him, or anybody else agrees with him, he's going to do things the way he goes to see him. That's one of the reasons that he was elected, because he doesn't conduct business as usual. And in this case, he happens to be telling the truth. And if it gets that man to the table to help in this war, then guess what? I'm going to be for it.
All right, sorry, what would you have done if Barack Obama would have sat down with Putin?
Barack Obama hates Trump, and he can't pull it off like Trump, so I would be against it. That's why. He ain't got that ability. He doesn't have the leverage ability that Trump seems to have.
That should tell you that you got. Okay, that your answer. Your answer,
Biden was, in that respect, Obama was completely conventional. he would
All right.
not have done this anyway.
Well, your answer, sir, should tell you got problems. Who's this unknown caller?
Like I said, man, you don't seem to understand the distinction between
I
the
understand
personality
exactly what the hell
and
your
man.
traitorous ass just said. Who's this unknown caller?
Yeah, you love to use that
Yeah,
word traitor,
it's
don't
me
you?
back again.
You just throw it around like it means something.
Sorry, you're a traitor.
Please.
Hey, go ahead,
Get
Joe.
out of here.
You're a traitor.
I mean, Sarge seems to forget that, Ukraine was poised to join the European Union, from an economic standpoint, and Putin didn't like that. And even more than that, you can't say, because NATO was at his border. NATO's already at his border with 2 other countries to the north. So, I mean, that argument is a dog that just won't hunt, man. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, though, Putin relies on power grabs. Any kind of authoritarian has to keep their country in turmoil, particularly war, in order to maintain power. You cannot be an authoritarian in a peaceful country. It doesn't work that way. So you have to have some enemies. You have to have a cause. You have to have a cause to fight for. And so he was gonna do what he was gonna do regardless. All these excuses don't really matter. They're irrelevant at this point. That's the nature of authoritarian. Huh? What are you mumbling?
Aware that Ukraine was a corridor through which Russia was invaded and cost the lives of 36 million of their people. And you expect them to ignore that altogether because of the goodwill of NATO? They can come right up to their border, which they share with Ukraine, and then they're just supposed to disregard it. Everything east of the Dnieper River is safe, right, Russia? You got nothing to worry about from NATO.
Sarge, NATO doesn't invade.
Russia is a corridor through which they
NATO doesn't
Russia.
invade. NATO doesn't invade. It's in the charter. You realize that, right?
Ask the Serbians about that and ask what happened to Belgrade.
Well, the Serbians
were bombing Belgrade
because they were committing genocide. Because they were committing genocide.
But I thought you said they didn't invade or they didn't start nothing. Huh?
No, NATO doesn't invade. It's in the charter. Read the fucking charter. Read the fucking charter.
In the Donbass?
Read the fucking charter. Read the charter.
I've read the charter. You want me to read it to you? I got it.
Yeah, NATO is a defensive organization, not an offensive one. They don't invade.
So what did Belgrade do to NATO when they were bombing it? When Belgrade was ordered to be bombed?
Yeah. Why are you bringing up shit that don't apply? Why are you bringing up things that don't apply to Ukraine?
Because you said they don't invade anyone.
They don't.
That's what you said.
They don't.
They were preparing to invade Serbia.
Oh yeah, preparing to. Oh, okay. All right.
They didn't do it because they got Serbia to yield. But they were. I saw the troops getting ready.
Oh, okay. I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Now let me ask you another question here, man. I mean, I'm responding to you. I'm listening to you. I'm not ignoring what you say, unlike what you guys do with me. So let me go on here. Let me go on to the next thing here. Now we got NATO here up and trying to push their expansion to the border of Russia. The Dnieper River is like a natural barrier between the eastern half of Ukraine and Russia. Right now, they've taken the Donbass. That is that natural barrier that gives them some protection against NATO. They got a natural barrier to slow down an invasion of Russia. Like when the Germans invaded in Operation Barbarossa, you think they forgot that? Whether they're justified in their belief or not, it happened to them.
But you're forgetting a major point, though.
You think they're supposed to forget all that history?
Sarge. You're forgetting a major thing. If Russia had acted right, there would be no reason to have a threat for invasion.
What was Russia doing wrong?
Oh,
what
God.
What were they doing wrong that wasn't acting right?
Sarge.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Sarge, shut up. Let me teach the people something. Listen. I know there's a lot of disinformation.
Me, I would have been able to give him an answer.
Okay, shut up. Let me teach the people. Listen, in 1994.
He said if Russia acted right. I want to know what he thinks they did wrong.
Okay, well, you can answer you after this. In 1994, the Ukraine agreed to give up its nuclear weapons, in order for the United States and the UK to provide protection to the Ukraine from Russia. And that was an agreement made between the United States, Ukraine, and the UK, so Russia wouldn't invade. Russia invaded the damn Ukraine. The UK and the United States allowed it to happen. I think Crimea under Barack Obama, the United States and the UK didn't do a goddamn thing. And then the second invasion was this last one, and the United States didn't do a thing. Now, this entire time, the Ukraine gave up the nuclear weapons that they had in their possession. Now, it need to be said that Ukraine didn't have the codes to the nuclear weapons. Russia always maintained the code to the damn nuclear weapons, but they had a dog in the fight that they had a bargaining chip that they could use, but they gave up that bargaining chip because the United States made a promise to Ukraine for it to be protected from Russian invasion. What Sarge is talking about right now is so dishonorable, so fucking un-American. It ain't nothing that we ever stood. We always lived up to our fucking words, and we caused a sovereign country to give up their weapons and then watch them be invaded, and we did nothing on our promise as a country. All this other dumb shit about the NATO join is too close to Russia border and all that kind of shit. Russia and Ukraine already had issues. That's why they was a separate goddamn country. It wasn't never meant for them to be the goddamn together. So us watching the Ukraine be destroyed like this right here, making us look weak on the world stage. Sarge sound like a goddamn traitor. He knows about this goddamn agreement. And he Sarge, you fucking wrong as shit when you talking about agreeing with fucking Russia. Russia wrong. I don't know what else to tell you.
Hold
on, Sarge. Hold on, Sarge.
You call me a motherfucking traitor.
Hold on, Sarge.
I'm gonna tell you something about your motherfucker.
Hold on, Sarge. Goddamn.
Wait a minute. Hey. Let me tell you something about you now. You just lectured me. Now let me lecture your ass. Hey.
Wait a minute.
You are all for United States violating the Treaty of Paris that they negotiated in 1973 and pulling out on South Vietnam. We made guarantees to South Vietnam if North Vietnam invaded their country again. And guess what? 2 years after we signed that treaty with North Vietnam and South Vietnam, we have turned our backs on the South Vietnamese. So don't lecture me.
Okay, hold on. So we're gonna let.
Let me finish. God damn it. You had your say, motherfucker. Let me finish.
Go ahead, son.
God damn it. I swear to God. Now tell me what I just said was a lie. Because it wasn't.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what you just said.
All these lectures about sovereign countries. What the hell do you think we did in Afghanistan?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about.
Country too.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tell you about red herrings. I'm gonna tell you about red herrings because that's exactly what that was. But go ahead, Elisa.
No, you said we don't turn
I
our
want
back
to
on
add
sovereign
this.
countries.
Sorry.
You don't know a goddamn thing if you believe that.
Go ahead.
Hold on, sorry. I heard you snuck in there Operation Barbarossa. Yeah, I heard that. And you bringing up something back from 1940, 1941. That little tired-ass agreement that Stalin had with Germany that was holding on by a shoestring, and they got invaded. I see how you try to stick that in there. That's not the same thing that what went on with the United States, Russia, and the United States. It was an invasion. Yes, it was. But it was a shoestring ass.
Hold on, Sarge.
I didn't say stop. Yes, it was one of the hugest invasions in history. But this goes back to the agreement that they had. It was the shoestring. And Stalin sat his ass up there and he dealt with the Germans and they put together that agreement, which was hanging on by a shoestring, and their ass got invaded. And so you can't shoehorn that old bit of dry up ass history into what we're talking about today. Russia, Ukraine, and the United States, and it's the fact that our president sat up there in front of the whole world with treasonous behavior.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
Well,
Good.
the thing is this,
Well said.
Let's
Yeah,
put everything
Russia.
in context then.
Yeah, hold
Okay,
on, Sarge.
So she brought up the Molotov-Ribbentrop charge.
Hold on.
Take a look at what happened to Molotov-Ribbentrop.
Hold on to your
Ukraine
trophy
back then was
bear.
part of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Remember that. Ukraine was not an independent nation, and it was part of Russia. It was part of the USSR. And the reason that Stalin did it, because he knew at one point Hitler was going to invade Russia. He wanted to buy time for Russia to get armed, and that's what they were doing. They were building their armies to turn against their erstwhile ally, which, by the way, allowed Adolf Hitler to invade the West, because he didn't have to worry about his eastern flank anymore.
Exactly.
All right,
It
so
was
I'm
a
saying,
shoestring edge.
so in other words, there were cold, real-world calculations in the minds of two of the most ruthless dictators to ever live. Now,
There you
let's
go.
flash forward to today. Let's flash forward to today. You guys are telling us how utterly ruthless and brutal Putin is. Well, if he's got that same mindset of that ruthless dictator, then we ought to be able to calculate he's going to put first and foremost what he thinks is his country's national security, to say nothing of the predominantly ethnic Russian population in the Donbass that has been at war with Kiev and Western Ukraine since 2014. Thousands of people have been killed.
Yeah, but again, if Russia had decided to be like China and become a favorite trading partner, they could have had a prosperous country. They would have been prosperous now. The country's in a shit state. Because authoritarians need to have an enemy in order to stay authoritarians. Authoritarians have to be at war. They can't be at peace, or else they wouldn't be authoritarians. So Putin had to have an enemy. He had to have a cause in order to stay in power. He had to. And that cause was Ukraine, and for other countries if he was successful in it. But again, if he had decided, well, hey, I'm going to be a nice trading partner, I'm going to play nice with the West, and basically open the country up to free trade, and it would have been prosperous. It's a big country with a lot of resources. It would have been in great shape, but he didn't do that. So all this stuff about that's from the West, all that's bullshit now. That's history. It's great, but it wouldn't happen again. They don't need to do that
None
again.
of that.
We don't take
none
territory.
Of that would have addressed the turmoil in the Donbass when the separatists in the Donetsk and Luhansk started their activities against the Kiev government, and the Kiev government reacted ruthlessly by activating Western-bordered Ukrainians to go in and tangle with those people there. Again, there's been a war going on for over a decade there, where those people are killing each other right and left, and you're telling me that Putin had no other calculation in what he did. I mean, none, zero, other than he's just a ruthless dictator. He had no other consideration.
No, hold on, Sarge. Listen, Joe.
To be clearly.
Why was the war going on, Sarge? Well, I mean, what the fuck was Ukraine? The war was going on because
of what happened after the Euromaidan that we engineered in 2014.
Yeah, you mean
the war was going
Russia
on
went in
because
and reclassified those people?
What?
Go ahead.
Russia went in and reclassified those people as Russian. They didn't do it.
Wait, you said what those people?
Reclassified them. Russia started calling Ukrainians Russians, and then they made the false claim that the Ukrainian was hurting Russians or some bullshit. It was some bullshit.
You are aware that the people there conducted a referendum to join the Russian Federation, aren't you?
You mean that was after?
It passed for Russia
No. It didn't overwhelmingly pass. No. That's when Russia sent in the little green men. That's when Russia sent in the little green men to take over their radio station and their media and start telling you people they're really Russian. You mean after that? Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Again, they have annexed the region, whether you think it was proper or not. They have actually annexed it. They are not experiencing any turmoil from the local population. The only people they're fighting now are Ukrainians that have been sent in there to try to counter the Russians. The people are begging to go back and join Ukraine again Tell me, where is there? There are no Banderites. You know who Stepan Bandera was? And the people they call Banderites.
No, I'm not
The
familiar.
Ukrainians look at them as patriots. The Russians look at them as terrorists. What they call them,
Yeah,
the
but at the end of the
Banderites
day,
and all the others. The Azov Battalion, that whole bunch. You know about the Azov
yeah, at the end of the
Battalion?
day, Sarge, it's a Ukraine issue. It's not a Russian issue. It's not an American
Yeah,
one.
that's why we don't need to
It's
be
for them to
involved in
solve.
it. We need to get the war over with. I agree with you.
And Russia doesn't need to be involved either. Russia doesn't
We
need
don't
to be
need to be
involved
involved
either.
in it. We need to get a
Yeah.
ceasefire over there so they stop shooting at each other, and all these globalists keep trying to get our troops on the ground involved in killing anybody. I don't want them
We're
to kill
not
anybody
putting our
over there.
troops on the
We
ground.
got no business on
I don't
that
know
ground
why you.
doing
I don't
that.
know why you. I don't know why you even think that this is going to happen. What if anything that's happening is China is watching what we do because China wants Taiwan, and China has already stated that they were going to go for Taiwan, and they're watching exactly what we do.
Sarge, were you against the Vietnam
Zelensky
War?
said himself
Sarge,
he cannot retake
word.
any of this lost territory
Sarge.
militarily without help from NATO or someone
Sarge,
else.
were
He
you
said that
against the-
publicly several
were
times.
you-
He cannot retake any of
Sarge.
that lost ground.
Were you against the Vietnam War, Sarge?
Wait a minute. You didn't hear what I just said?
I heard what you
Zelensky
said. I asked you a
we
question.
cannot retake that ground. So if we're
Sarge.
going to retake it, we're going to have to
Sarge,
commit troops or Europe
Sarge,
will. Do you
Sarge.
think that's what we should be
Let me
doing?
ask you a question. Were you, to this day, from before, during, and after, at any point, you were against the Vietnam War? Is my question.
No, I wasn't. And let me tell you another thing too. No matter whether I was against, no matter whether I was against it or not, we had an obligation under the Treaty of Paris to defend South Vietnam if North Vietnam reinvaded the South, and we turned our backs on it. That is disgraceful. Well, no matter what I think.
Okay, so you agreed to be in Vietnam.
Okay, one more time. You don't listen too good. Let me get louder. Or maybe I'm not loud enough. One more time. No matter what I think about it, and I was in combat for 18 months. No matter what I think about it, we had no business. It was a disgrace to turn our backs on the South Vietnamese when the North Vietnamese invaded South Vietnam 2 years after the last American combat unit was withdrawn from South Vietnam. 2 years later, South Vietnam is still a sovereign country, and North Vietnam invades because they knew with Watergate and Nixon being weakened, the Democrats could withdraw all military aid from South Vietnam, and that's what they did.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. At any time before, during, or after, were you against being in the Vietnam War or the Vietnam War?
I was against it after, given the way we handled it disgracefully, yes.
Okay.
But not once the Treaty of Paris was signed, no.
Okay. All right, well, look, we're not going into Ukraine, into Russia or Ukraine, so we need to fund it. It's like, you hire people to do the dirty work for you, right? So there you go. That's the dirty work. You don't want to
so
get
now
out
you
there.
want to defend the United States to the last Ukrainian, really? Boy, you cynic.
Sarge. I'm telling you.
That's
You didn't hear
real
what I just said?
politics for you, Jay.
You got to take that shit out.
Wow.
Listen to what I
Let's get
said.
a few million Ukrainians to die for us, huh? They're getting ground hamburger over there, man. You been paying attention?
You know, this country has a bad habit of always being on defense instead of offense. We always deal with the problem when it comes instead of it before. And precaution and preparation is very important. I would think, you being a military person and being organized and assessing ahead of time certain things and calculating and also finding out what is the balance. It's like, what is the gives and the takes? What am I going to do? Again, assessing, calculating, if I do this, what is the long-term result? What is the best result? Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, things like that. And we have a bad habit in this country, this government body in general, is always on a lot of defensive versus offense. So we end up paying the price for things later all the time. All the time.
What am I supposed to be afraid of by Putin seizing the Donbass? What am I supposed to be afraid of?
Sarge.
And
Let me ask you. All right. So let me ask you a question. Let's turn this around. Let me do it a little bit better. Maybe you can understand it. Let's switch this up. Let's say we in America was Ukraine. What would you expect or want other countries to do for you if you in a situation where you live in and they're bombing your area or your country and you're in the situation that Ukraine is? So again, turn the tables. You're the person in Ukraine. How do you deal with that? Do you want you're going to handle it yourself, or you hope for the country to other countries to come to your aid? What is your or mindset?
We happen to be in NATO. NATO Article 5 would be invoked by any country attacking us, as it was when 9/11 happened. The NATO decided to invoke the NATO Charter in order to come to United States aid. So I respect the countries that are in treaties with us to honor the treaty. We had no such treaty with Ukraine.
Sarge, I'm asking you, as you were Ukraine, if you was the country of Ukraine, forget about the U.S. I'm telling you, we was in their position. We were the Ukrainians, and we're getting by. Would you not want other countries to help you, or you just want to
I might want it, but I wouldn't expect it.
Well, I asked you another question. You talked about you want to go about borders. You have a property. I don't. But you have land. You have a house and you have a backyard. You probably have a front yard. You probably have some space in between your neighbors. What if your neighbor is a foreigner and he's from another country and he happens to say, you know what, I'm going to break on down the fence and I'm going to take a couple of feet of your property. And then he does it again. You might ignore it the first time. Let's just say he does it. Mm-hmm. And then it gets close to your house. What would you do about that?
And look, man, Ukraine is doing what it's supposed to do. They were invaded. They are defending their country. That is what they're supposed to do. So they have every right to protect their nation. What we have every obligation to do is to do what is in this country's best interest, not Ukraine.
It is in its best interest.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on now. I do not believe it is in the best interest of this country to engage in a land war in Eastern Europe. I do not. We do not have a treaty with them. We didn't have a treaty with them before, no matter what that Budapest memorandum did. Like I said, they shouldn't have given up their nukes. They should have kept the fissional material that they had in nukes, even if they didn't have the codes, and they would have figured out a way to build their own nuclear weapon.
So if that was
their mistake was giving it up.
All right. Okay, look, guys, I'm getting ready to shut down YouTube. Y'all can call in and listen to the traitor, Sarge, since he's a traitor to the United States.
Yeah, the traitor makes sense. Unlike you goofball.
But I'm going to shut down YouTube, and Sarge the traitor is going to be on the line. The Sarge the Russian.
And I'm the one who wants this country to be strong, so when and if we have to honor our commitment to NATO, we do have the capability to go in there and kick Russia's ass.
All right,
if
comrade.
they do something that causes that Article 5 amendment to be invoked, then I say go for broke and beat the shit out of Russia. But
all
that's
right, comrade.
Not the case right
all right,
now.
comrade. Don't get ready to open
Let's
these lines.
get the country strong. So if
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
Yeah. Hey,
then
Tyrone.
we'll be ready to deal with it.
All right, comrade.
Hey, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyrone. There's a series of lectures by a woman named Sarah Payne, who is a teacher at the Naval War